Okay, any other game?
Let's dance.
Yeah. Say hello to MaxBot. The perfect blend of tactics and firepower. Now you can train against, well, you.
My money's on the machine.
You got this, free boy.
Lucky for you, I buy these by the dozen.
Out of my way, Your Majesty.
Somebody call the doctor. Machine double on the shoulder. Mars, teacher on the shoulder. Nobody got medicine. No, I'm not a cure. So I'll keep
Well, this is embarrassing.
I'm stuck with these voices. They're all in my head.
We're bringing it in today is VOT. We've had a long run. And of course, that title everybody wants to try and get overseas.
And then gets played into the LCQ, and teams from there get to go into champions. So that's ultimately what the goal is for everybody.
Put in work!
Great.
When it comes to Rain, you're going to see them become the true champs of those.
Walking to two players as well. Reveals himself over towards Noz. It's going to bring Signed and Dragon. Wow, that's a good free fire through the wall.
Bobo.
We're coming for the #1 spot for OC champions.
In possession, but they are starting to fall. Signed with the bloody free go away. He finds three.
Bonkers.
And he's looking. He's clearing. He might be able to stop it. Oh, maybe it's
Honey Badgers.
Honestly think we're better than everyone else at the moment.
Touching around these boxes, bring around the Rosie. They're also looking at a one-way Milky 1v3.
Fun Crew.
And it's easy in a one-on-one against Thunder. Oh my god, classic! He's done it!
Order.
We're expecting to come out on top of this qualifier, head back over to Asia and make the adjustments we need to make to hopefully head over to Europe.
Bronski is doing a good job of clearing out short. Knives come out after finding that hop shot, and all of a sudden it starts to fall back on its head, and that's going to be that.
May be able to bring this back to a 2-on-1. He will. Connection from Panic and another to finish.
Not a bad choice, is it? He's cleared out long, now knows where the offensive is going to come from. Two line up, RDW. You get the sense that this is going to be a real back and forth game. So stop, the punt has gone deep. Snow getting on the defuse, Panic on the protection squad. Oh! And he gets both of them through the smoke as well.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the VALORANT Oceania Tour. We're into day 3 already. It's OC Champs time. We're sending one of these teams overseas yet again, but it all comes down to these 6. We've already had to say goodbye to 2 of them. It's myself, Big Mac, Big Mitch, Big Pilsner, whatever you want to call him. He's here and he's looking fine today, aren't you?
Yep, I'm looking extremely large, Mac, and I'm looking forward to some of these games. We've got Order down in the lower bracket fighting for survival. We've got some teams that have had a couple of upsets, and we're guaranteed minimum 6 maps of Valorant, all 24+ rounds, at least 4 overtimes, and it's going to be some exciting action, mate.
I wonder if we're going to see that pattern break. I've heard every single map's been played so far, and I don't expect that to change. But look, if you guys don't know what's going on, kind of like myself all the time, we actually have a tournament explainer to let you know what's happening.
Welcome to the 2022 VALORANT Oceania Tour, a year-long tournament circuit where the best players from Oceania battle it out for cash prizes, a place at the APAC playoffs with a chance to qualify for VALORANT Masters, and a shot at the global title. Teams can compete in up to 2 stages, consisting of open qualifiers, a regional group stage, and playoffs, each with their own AUD $25,000 prize pool. By placing high enough, they'll accumulate championship points to be one of the top teams fighting for a shot at the OCE Championship and a $30,000 prize pool. Those top teams go on to the APAC Last Chance qualifier, with the winning team invited to the VALORANT Champions, where the world's greatest compete to be named 2022's global champions, winning an as yet undisclosed prize pool and true gaming glory. For more information, head to LetsPlay.Live /2022 VOT.
Look, they're all playing for that chance to go overseas, playing for that chance to go and play at Masters. But look, there's still another tier after this that they got to get through. But that's, where they're trying to get, right? But of course, everything is going to be that little bit sweeter with some cold, hard cash. And that's also on the line. So have a look at this. Going home first. Well, going home first technically means you're 5th and 6th, and that's already happened with Honey Badgers and Bonkers. So you're going home with $1,500 each. But if you're going home in first, when you play all the games, Mitch, you get $11,000. That's a whole bunch of bucks.
You actually get more than that, and I keep mentioning this, but even placing like last place in the SEA VCT or APAC LCQ, you get a little bit of prize money, get a couple more grand of USD. So it's not too bad of a prize purse at all if you're coming first. But really, like you said, what these teams are playing for is the exposure, the ability to go overseas, be part of the global Valorant community, especially in somewhere like SEA, which historically in some of our other tactical FPS games, if I said you're going to an SEA tournament, you might think that might be some easy money. But in Valorant, that is far from the truth. I think these SEA teams these last couple of years have just been on the up and up, and there's some very, very good teams in SEA at the moment.
Well, look, that's kind of what we've seen as well, going over to those APAC quals or APAC international qualification games. It just looks like, because we haven't been able to get overseas for the most part, that our region has been falling behind a little bit, but this comp is kind of turning everything on its head because a lot of the favorites have gone down to that lower bracket real early on. So look, let's bring up the bracket and have a look at what's happened so far here in stage 3 in the OS champs here on VOT. So I'm looking instantly at Order up in that upper bracket, copping a 2-1 loss to Fun Crew, who had a whole bunch of pop-offs individually there on that first couple of days. Bobo as well knocking Rain down, and we've already said goodbye to Bonkers, goodbye to Honey Badgers, and that brings us to where we are today. Fun Crew and Bobo in that upper bracket final, and then down in the lower bracket, Order and Rain both playing for their lives already, Mitch.
Yeah, look, a couple of things to touch on in terms of this bracket. I mean, first of all, Order definitely could already have been out of this tournament. They lost to Fun Crew in a very, very narrow series. They almost lost to Bonkers last night. Rain definitely could have beaten Bobo and definitely could have lost to Honey Badgers. Those were all really tight series. And to see both Honey Badgers and Bonkers go home is honestly a little bit sad after one series. That's just the way that the format boiled down. But both of those teams playing very, very tight series and showing that they're very strong teams at the moment. Unfortunately, won't have a chance to progress. And I'm sure we'll see plenty of those players playing next year in some of the VOT stages and things like that, or whatever form Valorant competition ends up being in next year. I'm eager to see, but either way, we've narrowed it down to these 4 teams, these 2 matchups that we've got ahead of us. First of all, Fun Crew Bobo for a spot in the grand final, and then Order and Rain for a spot at Survival, a spot to go further in towards that lower bracket and try to give themselves a chance at advancing and trying to get into that APAC LCQ.
Yeah, well, that's what you get, right? When you're coming into a comp that has just 6 teams like this, there's 2 teams that instantly only have 1 chance. At least all the top 4 get to play each other straight away, and that enabled a couple of these upsets to come through and set up how we're getting through this one. We still have another big day tomorrow, and then of course on Sunday you're going to have that grand final to crown the champions, crown the whoever the hell's going overseas as well, and that's going to be interesting because Order's already lost once, which is something
almost twice.
A whole year ago, Mitch, we would not have said because they were not dropping maps at all. So it's crazy how times change.
Before they lost to Bonkers, they hadn't lost for 10 months. And I remember talking to Minimize about his upset, and he was like, we knew we were going to win. I was like, nah, mate, no, you didn't. That's BS.
Well, look, let's start moving into the pre-match. We've done the pre-show. We've got Fun Crew to have a look at. This is the team you want to be keeping all your eyes on because Lou, Norson both popped off the other day to keep Fun Crew in that upper bracket. Andy Fresh, Easy, their names you're very familiar with at this point, and this team is now, has a lot of weight on their shoulders, a lot of pressure to continue performing, don't they?
It's an interesting roster, and I think it even goes back to the earliest stages of Valorant competition. Easy and Fleshes being part of multiple lineups, you know, Bliss and teams like that. They make up the core of teams that have placed quite high in VOT in previous iterations. Andy's someone who in the last couple of seasons has done quite well for himself on various mixed teams. Lou obviously playing with Cat Girls and some various other rosters, and Norson being a player that in our region has played for multiple top teams going back to like Mind Freak Core, but even seeing him switch over from that Sentinel role where I felt like he was very much at home and one of the better players in the region. Now he's playing the controller role and still putting up numbers to be able to take down Order the other day. I'm a big Norson stan, no other way to say it.
Well, look, hopefully there's not too much bias going on here because it is that battle of two teams. We've got Bobo as well, who we need to have a quick look at, and they have been popping off themselves. You've got Noz, Scroll, Signed, Dragon, and Jesse. Remember Dragon, he's been around for, it feels like not as long as the rest, but last VOT, he was definitely impressive.
Yeah, I just want to say I took that picture of Noz, and he's a very beautiful man. I got to take that in person up against a hotel wall. It was absolutely gorgeous. It's been interesting to see the evolution of this Bobo roster. Don't think Jesse should be in the roster. Pretty sure he's playing for Bonkers, but Noz, Scroll, Sign, Dragon, and who's the last guy? This is something
Nice Hacks.
No, Nice Hacks, yeah. So Chris obviously coming over from Bonkers and now slotting into this team is very, very dangerous because not only do these guys play a very structured sort of style, they like to play, you know, a very, very structured brand of Valorant. They like to really play with a whole lot of these initiators, a whole lot of utility and just the overall tactical approach. I think Nice Axe is the perfect duelist to slot into that kind of system. You saw him playing like that on Bonkers. He's someone that's had a great agent pool, can play a whole bunch of different agents. But the other day, he actually didn't have that great of a series. So I'm expecting him to have a much better time of things here today.
Well, look, we've chosen two specific individuals to have a look at for this matchup. It's Lou and Dragon. And Mitch, tell me why you've chosen to talk about these two. Are they both win conditions here?
Oh yeah, 100%. These are guys that have had some sick firepower. They're both Chamber players, and I think Chamber is a very, very important agent in the current meta, especially if the other team's not incorporating a KO as much, but I think you'll see both of these teams playing a fair bit of KO. If you go back through the last couple of stages of VOT down to stage 1 in 2022 and stage 2, you'll see both Lou and Dragon in the top 10 of the statistics, and in this tournament so far, although there's only been a couple of maps, both of these players are in the top 5 of the statistics. So both of them extremely consistent for the whole of 2022, regardless of what roster they're playing on. Both of these guys have been putting up numbers, so you can expect the same today in this series.
It's one of those things, right? I remember Lou in particular, he used to be sort of one of the best Jet players in the region, but then when those Jet nerfs came through, I was wondering how's he going to perform, still, you know, trying to focus on his performance individually, but yeah, picking up Chamber and then having big performances, not only the other day, but even some decent games over the last couple of VOTs as well. Just means, you know, this man, he's here to stay. Now, look, it's time to move into the veto discussion. Let's have a look at which maps we're going to. It's going to be all 3, by the way. I'll leak that script. So Fun Crew wins Icebox, Bobo wins Haven, and then, who wins Ascent? I don't know that one. It's pretty. Do we just play best of one?
We all win because it's going to be fun. It's going to be a fun game.
I think it's going to have.
This is a very weird veto because if you go back the last 3 months and look at the map stats of these teams, Fun Crew's picked Icebox. They're 1-4 on Icebox. They've got a 20% win rate, and the only map that they've actually won is over Rain in OT. So they've actually lost against Rain, Honey Badgers, and Cat Girls in the last 3 months on Icebox, and that's their pick. Although, if you remember last stage of VOT, they actually upset Order on that map, so they're probably still feeling relatively confident. As for Bobo, they've gone and picked Haven, and they're actually also 1-4 on that map. They've lost to Order, Rain, Mind Freak, and Honey Badgers in the last 3 months. So both of these teams picking maps that they have a terrible win rate on, but that's kind of the misleading nature of OS results. There's just not that many reps in a certain period of time. Last time Bobo played Haven, though, they 13-1 Rain, who were a team that was phenomenal on Haven last stage of VOT. So I'd say they're feeling pretty comfortable, pretty confident, although the map stats might tell you both of these teams have picked a map that's terrible for it. History past about 3 months tells us that's not the case. And then Ascent is going to be an interesting middle ground. 3 reps for Bobo. They've lost to Order in a closed one. They beat Rain twice. Fun Crew just upset Order the other day on Ascent, so they're probably feeling pretty confident about that being a third map. All sides point to this being a really, really solid series between both of these teams. So I'm super keen to see how it unfolds.
I'm looking at just from that game on Haven the other day. That was actually Rain's map pick, and
Yeah.
Bobo got 11 rounds on the defensive side, which is ridiculous. But look, we're loading into Agent Select, so let's see who's playing what as we jump on into this series. Oh, it's going to be a juicy one.
100%,
Looking like Bobo
bro.
straight onto the Viper. Need these on Icebox, surely.
Yeah, so first thing that we always look for when we're loading into this Agent Select is either one of these teams going to play a different comp. As for the boys on Fun Crew, we're looking at Chamber. We're already seeing a little adjustment, actually a fairly decent adjustment. If Norsen's going on to Viper here, Lou's going to be playing Chamber. They've gone off the Fade onto the Sova, and if we do get that Killjoy lock-in, that's going to be a replacement for a KO. So Fun Crew playing a very different comp. As for Bobo, they're also playing a bit of a different comp to the last time that they played. You do have Raze in there. I'm not surprised to see that for Nice Hacks, but that might be a substitution for a KO. I think he's been playing a little bit. Sova's in there. They're not running Sage, so they're running Sageless, and they've thrown Raze in there instead of the Sage, and they've swapped Signed, I'm imagining, over to the KO. So both of these teams making adjustments to their comps as well as their roles heading into this game. I'm keen to see how it works out. You're going to have that double Sentinel as well on Fun Crew, which is always an interesting thing. I mean, it's only a name for the role, right? Is Chamber a really a Sentinel? For me, he's a shooter man, make gun, shoot people. So there you go.
It's an interesting one, right? Now, look, before we load in, need to thank our sponsors, Samsung, of course. The Samsung Odyssey Neo G9 offers world-class performance with a 240 Hz refresh rate, 1 millisecond response time, G-Sync compatible, and AMD FreeSync Premium Pro. Unleash your inner champion with Samsung Odyssey gaming monitors. If you don't have one of those, pick them up, surely. Now, I'm going back to this real quick. Double Sentinel coming through for Fun Crew. They're starting on the defensive side. I feel like they're just playing to their strengths, right? Playing to that first half.
Yeah, we'll see how it does work out. Obviously, playing Sageless is going to be an interesting one for one of these rosters. Going to be a little bit harder to go for those post plants and those retakes. So a little bit of a different approach between these two teams. Obviously, the Raze getting mixed in there. You're going to have some pop-off rounds, especially Nice Hacks playing it. He's one of the better Razes in our region for quite a while now. And Raze is kind of, you know, some teams like it on Icebox. It's a bit more of a niche pick, though, in terms of the overall, you know, meta. But this is what I love about Icebox nowadays. Obviously, we had that Icebox meta where everyone was playing the Save 5 agents almost every single map. Maybe you'd see like a Reyna flexed in there or something every now and again. But nowadays, it's getting a little bit more diverse than that.
Well, let's see. Looks like we are going to see Bobo start to target that A site, but still just be nice and spread. Looking to punish any aggression. Expecting that one from Fun Crew, and they're all going straight down the guts, of course. Who's going to be the first to take this contact here? Looks like they're aware. Scrawl. Tapping him through the wall, able to find that first onto Andy, but it's answered quickly by the headhunter of Lou. So, in the 4-on-4, we are going to see Bobo commit to the A site.
Yeah, taking their time moving in there. You're going to have the Boombot clearing out that left side maze, nade to backside, as well as the KO knife. So you're going to get Fun Crew playing that retake setup, seeing if they can punish anybody over aggressing, but the Spike's starting to make his way back towards the B side of the map here, Mac.
It certainly is. You could see that Lou was trying to lurk his way through, but with the chamber still living, they, of course, have that trap in the way. You can see the pings on it, and they're very aware, but for the moment, that wall's going down, sound's being cut, and surely we're going to see Fun Crew pick up on this one. You can see that four-man rotation. No one's left in the A site. And they have managed to pop a couple of those mollies to try to buy some time, but Noz now, going to be forced out of the position, forced off the spike. And Dragon again, man's just looking to make this one work. Headhunter, second shot, not going to be able to do as much, but the numbers strong now for Bobo.
Yeah, nice position in mid here from Nice Hacks. Probably will get a freebie on that rotation. Viper Wall not really plays for Fun Crew very well, but definitely not going to be of use now that Norsen's gone down. Nice pick from Lou, but this is going to be a difficult retake for these boys as the snake bite goes down. At least they've gotten rid of Nice Hacks, though.
2-on-2. And Lou, he's continuing to push forward, wrapping around yellow, trying to find the line. Fwesh just falls there. The Sheriff not going to be enough, and at long range, Sign able to make that one work with the Ghost. We are going to see Bobo picking up that pistol on the attacking side of all things.
Good little rotation over towards that B side of the map. Although, as we saw it kind of boil down, when they took that A control with Fun Crew kind of playing retakey, they probably could have made that a post plan as well. But this is Bobo in a nutshell, right? They have the prowess and the calling, the presence of the mind, and the experience to be able to just call the audible.
Yeah.
Change up what sites where they're attacking, play to their win conditions, play to their outs by having, you know, people lurking on the other side of the map as contingency plans. So we always love about watching these very experienced teams. And I'd say all 10 of these players in the server, very experienced at this point. Multiple stages of VOT under their belt, but also some international experience.
Easy. Doing a bit of reconnaissance work here, and he will get out scot-free for now. Knife out. I believe it was busted, so no info going across here. Nice hacks, still just following the boombot in.
Yeah.
Look at
Just that gradual entry approach.
Angles.
We've been seeing this a fair bit. That's a nice pick from Dragon. Walking out B long by himself, you could be a little bit of a liability, but obviously with that headhunter, you're not going to be dropping anyone any guns. You do die.
Ooh, okay. Damage with the classic. Definitely better than nothing here for Fun Crew. Getting that one pick out. Forcing that rebuy to come through, and easy. He's looking to find a timing here on a Dragon, which he might just do. It's all going to come down to the timing, but Dragon slows down. And is just waiting for Easy to move out of the kitchen.
Good for that pick. All about the farming up those alt orb points at this point, but it's looked like a pretty clean anti-eco from Bobo for the most part, right? Only losing that one gun. They're going to be pretty happy with that. They get that plant down as well. Definitely help out the economy a little bit. Dragon does go down, but he really didn't invest anything into this round outside of armor. So the big loss really is nice hacks, obviously loses expected. That right click was pretty nice from Easy. That is actually going to throw a bit of caution to the wind in terms of the economy. Squall's going to have to drop over that Sheriff. And so there's going to be a bit more of an investment in this bonus, but you see the blow of that softened a little bit by the fact that Dragon really didn't invest too much into that last round. And obviously having the chamber on your team in your agent lineup is going to shore out the economy because you can roll into some of these rounds with the headhunter, or if he even gets one kill in this round and dies, he's going to have that tour ready to go.
Let's see if there's a bit more aggression coming through early here from Bobo. Yeah, just going to slow down straight away, let the boombot do a lot of the scouting straight down the mid of A. And aggressive positions from the defenders over towards B as well. That's a whole bunch of info playing those long lines, Mitch.
100%. Bobo trying to creep up into this A site, trying to get some damage done in a round like this, or maybe even cause a bit of an upset. KO knife layered in with that Sober Dart and that vertical wall, or diagonal wall rather, giving them enough space. Great fragment to the back of the site. He's going to get rid of Norson.
Well, Spike getting planted just in time. And with the numbers here, Bobo are going to be super happy with this.
Look at this as well.
Round.
Like, Norson can't use that wall, that diagonal wall for the retake. So that retake's going to get a whole lot harder for Fun Crew. And there's the KO ult as well, Mac.
Just suppressing everyone, making things that little bit harder. Easy, going to be hit with the recon pulse as well as Lou spotted. Trying to make his way through the rafters there. Nice hacks, close range, trying to find something there in through the wall. Bit of chip damage comes through. Knife again. Going to suppress a few, and Fuesh just keeps going forward, but he might just be one of the last few alive. Lou looking to hold this from over the top now. Andy up on the rope, he's going to fall. The Dragon has just clutched the round. Noz with the follow-up, but there it is, the bonus coming through for Bobo.
Absolutely massive. They're in the pole position now, Mac. Winning that bonus is always a feels-good moment for going forward for the rest of the half. Not only that, like, Dragon can further cement that economy if he wants to by popping the tour and not feeding additional guns. Noz, ever responsible man. Spectre, anti-eco rather than going into the rifle, even though he's got 6k. You love to see it. Don't want to be feeding any vandals. That's the mentality of someone who knows I'm going to get Sheriff 1D this round.
Yeah. Well, at least prepared for it. Andy not going to be able to get the ult orb now, but Nice Axe gets traded out by the Sheriff. So at least an answer was found for Fun Crew.
And look at Noz, I mean, he was already over there. He can probably just throw that Spectre away, pick up the Vandal, and be quite happy with the fact that he hasn't invested in an additional rifle this round. So these are the small incremental things that can actually make a big difference over time and buy you additional valuable gun rounds going forward. Either way, though, in this 4-on-4, taking the time, doing moving through the map, just 2 apiece here. Bobo trying to apply some pressure towards this A side of the map and draw some additional rotations. If they're able to do that, then maybe Sign can find some control over here towards B, but losing Dragon, that gives the man advantage over to Fun Crew, and Lou still has not been dislodged from this yellow container.
Playing a nasty offline. Crosshair. Just waiting for that moment. Oh, and the suppression as well forces him to not be able to use that headhunter. One of the worst things as a chamber player, but he makes it work with the classic regardless. Still wrapping around yellow, gets his mitts on a rifle, and Noz, he's looking to back away, not lose that spike in a vulnerable position, but he will take down Lou eventually. And Fun Crew trying to rotate in and still play the numbers game.
Oh, this is getting really dicey now for Bobo. 10 seconds on the clock. Noz barely puts down the spike. He's getting scanned by the dart as well, and in comes the swing from both Fleshes and Easy. A thrifty round for Fun Crew just when you thought things were going swimmingly for Bobo. They'd won their bonus, they had full control of the economy, and they were smiling from ear to ear. Fun Crew comes in, rains on their parade. Not only do they win that thrifty, they pick up a whole bunch of rifles. That's going to be a big economic swing, and now heading into the next gun round. Take a look at this. 3 ults ready to go. Hunter's Fury. You've got that lockdown for the retake, and you've got a tour ready to go for loot.
Yeah. Just crazy events happening. Blink and you'll miss it. But great usage of that utility as well to really enable those rounds to come through. Fun Crew able to make it happen, of course, with the pistols. And now you're going to see that 3-2 split. No one too worried about mid for the initial stages. And of course, with just Precious dropping some of those mollies over towards the B site to stop those plants from happening. Aldrone tags up Norson and forces him right back off site. Gets suppressed as well, so he can't use any of that utility to slow down the B long push.
Yeah, just a bit of a 3-1-1 kind of split here for Bobo. Hiding from the dart. Initial util is the drone on long. You know, you use the knife on yellow to make sure that that chamber's not going to be a problem. Now a dart over towards that that crane on the right side of the B site. Just to clear out back yellow, maybe scan someone on site. Bobo's got his B long control. Nice entry from Nice Hacks. Again, Norson goes down before he can use that Viper retake wall. And look at this, diving straight through the Viper wall. Bobo wants to take fights right now, Mac.
Yeah, just looking for as much map control as possible. Nice Hacks will fall. I like the use of the boombot there to at least make his way safely through the toxic screen. But again, Hunter's Fury going to slow things down even further. Look where that spike's down. Noz needs to lay down some groundwork, but he's spotted on just 3 HP. Precious, surely no way he misses that one. Noz still fighting, waiting for more, and he's not dead yet. How is this man alive? The double bounce is enough. Easy, finding himself 3 for the round. And Dragon, he's still got the ult online, still has 10 seconds to try to plant, but he needs to find a pick here.
The off angle from Lou's too good though. Instantly TPs after firing as well. Dragon goes down, and Fun Crew, that might have just put Bobo's economy in a bit of a difficult position. Like I was saying, they were in a fantastic spot after winning that bonus, and all of a sudden it's fallen apart. Thrifty win comes in. Fun Crew closed the subsequent following gun round, and all of a sudden they're the one with the massive economic lead. You can see about 1,500 plus on all of their players. Now they're going into the anti-eco against the half buy here at Bobo. But it's not that simple. You do have obviously the showstopper here for Nice Hacks and the Pit, and the Pit can definitely make these half buy rounds a little bit more tricky to navigate for the team that's retaking against the Pit.
Oh, Lou, man is just hitting him with the aggression. Spectre able to trade, and that Vandal now retrievable. So Bobo still potentially in with a shot, even though they are a man down.
You can see Fun Crew immediately adjusting into a bit more of a retake setup. Happy to give some control over to Bobo. Just sit back, wait for further mistakes to come in. Little combo of the shock darts towards the backside of pipes. Dragon doesn't want to give away his position by shooting the nano, but goes straight through the Viper wall. Immediate 1v to 2 players on Rafter and screens, and all of a sudden it's a man advantage for Bobo.
And that's the power of Chamber, right? The Headhunter. It costs $100 a bullet, and this man is using every single one to perfection. Holding the line, and Norson, will find himself a timing. So day saved for the moment for Fun Crew, and still a chance to make the retake happen. Forcing forward, Noz again coming in clutch with the Vandal, but Scrawl, he was hit by the ult, detained, unable to do a damn thing, and Noz has the lineups He's still
Two
got
snake
one
bites.
more snake bite after this one. And that's going to be more than enough time bought, surely.
Oh, he can
Precious
defuse on the rope. He can
committing-
defuse on the rope.
He's on the rope.
He's just
He's
gonna
not
stick
getting
it.
tagged.
He's
And Noz,
sticking
he
it.
believes he doesn't peek. Precious just sticks the whole damn thing and hits him with the laughing jet emote to follow. Oh, big clutch from Fun Crew.
Yeah, we've seen that a couple of times. That little trick. I don't know if they're going to patch that out of the game at some point, but that just shows you Precious, he's done his homework. You know, these guys have got a lot of games in. And that is just one of those mechanics where you're on a rope, you're not technically on the ground, you're not going to get hit by that snake bite, and you can get that full defuse off, and Noz just not being ready for that. Even so, that's great damage on the half buy, and this game is very, very close. 3 apiece, and both of these teams' economies a little bit on the shaky side. Still have that showstopper ready to go for nice hacks.
Looks like they were trying to go for a more aggressive approach. All 5 committed in through a main. A nice axe, he's happy to lead the charge. Paint shells, as well as the ultimate invested. Oh, finds one with it already. And that's going to be some util falling. But for now, Nice Axe in a safe position. Easy over the top, able to find one more, but it's answered by Scrawl. And we're down to a 4-on-3. Defenders, man down for the retake.
Yeah, Scroll's got that Hunter's Fury for the post plan as well. Still a fair bit of utility, including that fragment. In comes the res on easy though, but look at these fights in through screen side.
Signed. He'll fall, as well as Scrawl, and now down to the 1-on-3. He couldn't do it before, but Noz again believing in the lineups, even though the Ninja came over the top. He'll spot this time. He's just waiting for the moment and finds one on easy, and now it's down to that 1-on-1. Lou, he's trying to stick it. Head spotted just on the top of the rope, and the 1-on-3. Noz comes through for Bobo.
The first snake bite kills easy when he's in drone, and he doesn't get out of the drone until he's already dead. Really sharp shot on the second player, and Lou, tiny little bit of a misplay. I think he assumed that the snake bite was going to land, but it actually missed because Noz did that last one on the fly. And Lou just defusing on the rope when he didn't need to, exposes his head, and Noz just snaps it straight off. So massive, massive impact round from Noz. He's having a really good game on this Viper. I haven't seen him play too much Viper, but obviously a player who's no stranger to that controller role. There's that toxic goal buff onto the right side. Another half buy coming in for Fun Crew.
Going easy. Not going to be able to connect there with the Sheriff over the top, but he does spot the info. And again, Bobo continuing to just try to massacre the A site. Flashing through the wall now, Signed. Looking to lead the way, lead the charge. And no picks coming through just yet, but Signed, he knows, he seems to be aware of Easy's position. He'll molly him out of the corner. And that's going to be the first blood going Bobo's way. Spike plant found. And all of a sudden, it's that much more difficult for Fun Crew to get back in. So maybe just financial damage is on the cards.
Yeah, that's exactly what they're looking for, right? Andy's trying to contain them in from that flank on spawn side. Dragon up on the 410 off angle. All the shots connected by Bobo in half a second. And they're up 5-3 with a strong economy to boot. All 5 rifles retained heading forward here. So they're well and truly in the driver's seat of this game. Attacker side, feeling great on their opponent's map pick, I believe. It was Fun Crew to pick up Icebox. So, you know, obviously feeling relatively confident that they're going to be able to take this one. Norson having a bit of a rougher game. He has the pit available, so need to see him cracking into that pretty early on here, because it's felt like these last couple of rounds, he's been throwing those, you know, retake walls on A and B and then been getting first picked and not being able to utilize that gas for some of those retakes. So, bit unfortunate. You definitely don't want your Viper going down that early when you're investing those retake walls. Here's a tech pause coming in from one of the teams. But yeah, this is a great game so far for sure.
Yeah, it's Bobo with a little old technical, trying to figure something out. Looks like they may be ready in a moment though. I'm just taking stock of, you know, all the ults there. Fun Crew, they've got 2. And Bobo, pretty far away from anyone's ult, really. Dragon may be able to get his ult online, but that's 2 points away. So we'll see what goes on this round. It's going to be pretty even for the most part. Norson at least has that Viper's Pit to play around and solo that B site.
Yeah, I mean, this is what you're looking at, right? Bobo, the last couple of rounds, really conditioning Fun Crew to respect the fact that they've just had so much success going over to A time and time again. And there's not really too much you can read because you don't get the wall off the bat from Noz. He's doing the diagonal one across the site once they've taken that A main control.
Yeah.
So You can see Fun Crew moving into that 1-1-3 setup, really respecting the fact that Bobo's found a lot of success on that A side, compounded by the fact that, like you said, the Viper's got that pit available, so feeling a little bit safer to try and solo B with a bit of support from the Killjoy, perhaps. But Bobo, you can see them already trying to stay one step ahead in a way, already posturing towards middle. I was thinking that they might be thinking about a mid to B, but maybe even just some kitchen pressure is something that can work a little bit better. You know, we've seen in this chamber meta, particularly with the 2 trademarks, that mid to B is a big thing. But obviously against the Killjoy, a little bit easier to just go straight mid to B and not have too many issues. Turret's dead. There is really nothing stopping you going mid to B. I mean, you got that alarm bot, which is under boiler, but in terms of going to kitchen, you now have to hold that as Fun Crew.
Bobo really reading that defensive setup. However, Fueshist, he'll win the engagement. And you can see Bobo all eyes on the mid B position rather than long. You got the drone dealing with that as well, coming through from Easy. And Dragon now lurking his way on the opposite side of the site, just trying to find an entry, but Fueshist, man, is unmovable. Lou, he'll fall. And now the A site open for business.
Oh, great crosshair placement from Dragon. Just being that chamber contingency plan that you need for Bobo, nothing was going their way. They'd lost both of those players trying to go over towards kitchen side, and now Dragon is controlling this whole side of the map. Side now putting the spike down on A in an open plant position, and they've even got that lurk of scroll for later on.
I thought he might have been going for the wallbang there. He's just waiting to spot Easy around that corner. Oh, and he's not going to fall, so maybe a chance now. Norson, Easy, managing to get a few picks through. Missed opportunity. Dragon goes back for the second attempt and now gets forced all the way to the back of sight. Sign found by the recon bolt. Expected aggression. And we're going to see them just work this one together. Dragon almost does it all himself, but it's Easy to clutch. Coming through with the final kill and a 4th round for Fun Crew.
Yeah, 2 really great things about that round. Fun Crew's rotations. Like I said, they started off the round with a 3-1-1. As soon as they saw Nice Hack's top tube and they lost that turret in kitchen, look how quick Easy was on the rotation. They had numbers in mid and kitchen ready to fight, ready to react to any mid pressure from Bobo. That kind of allowed them, until Dragon started to dismantle the round, to be in the driver's seat. Second really great thing was Norson, although he's not really putting a whole lot of frags on the board like he did against Order, his movement was excellent in that round, like avoiding Dragon, keeping him occupied for so long, getting that pick on that player on the back of sight. I think that was signed, and then allowing Easy to come into the trade. Looking like Bobo again going to go for a similar thing. Nice Hacks just going straight up to top 2, getting rid of that turret and applying pressure. And you can already see the boys on Fun Crew leaning a little bit more heavily towards middle and B, relying on that Viper's pit on the A side of the map to hold over there. And Bobo, with a minute 20 on the clock, they've spotted that pit on A. They don't really look too interested about contesting that part of the map, and it's looking like they might just go back towards those B map control protocols. But they are very, very convinced that there's going to be some kind of a push in the mid round here.
Yeah.
Haven't been given anything, though. So over towards B it is.
Take flight. Well, they did get that knife out real early on, and look, unknown to them, Lou managed to go real passive off the back of it, drop that rendezvous. It should be back up now, and again, they just waited for that knife to clear out yellow on the second push. Okay, trademark going to be spotted. Now sight control not quite there, but Nice Axe, he's going forward, and I think he's got some util to make his way through. They're just going to go dry off the back of a flash, and it's going to be good enough to take down Lou. Easy still looking to control the mid-B area here. He'll do so perfectly. Noz falls, and in the 4-on-3 now, Dragon still lurking up a storm, trying to pincer from mid real late, draw all that attention from the Fun Crew side of things. They still need to figure it out. Andy, he'll fall, and things get that much harder. Maybe Fueshist can find himself one from the flank here, but at the same time, he's got 3 more to find from here, and time is against him. So it looks like he's already on the save.
Yeah, Bobo getting so much value out of their attacking side so far, and that is exactly how you want to play this KO comp on this map. You don't have a Sage, so you got to kind of expand your mind a little bit. A lot of people just go into that autopilot mode of, okay, we need to plant default and Sage Ball across or try to get a safe plant. Actually, you can really play hyper aggressive with KO and some of these flashing agents on this map. You can just flash straight through your Viper Wall and take fights, and sometimes the defensive team not really ready for that, not playing anti-flash. Lou gets caught with his pants down at Snowman, and now Bobo's breaking Fun Crew's economy.
Just great coordination with that utility. And I thought we might have had another tech, but for the moment, look, 2-round lead coming through from Bobo. Real strong showing on the attacking side so far. I wonder if we're going to see as strong of a defense from them. That's, you know, where things will really get interesting. Just thinking about the dynamic of how both these compositions sort of work against one another on both different sides is where things can get really interesting on a map like Icebox here.
Yeah, I think as a defense comp, it is kind of interesting. It's going to be cool to see how they kind of manage the dynamic between the Raze and the Chamber, right? Like where they go aggressive, where they get on those info lines. When you're playing like Duelist Chamber, when you've got a Jet, a lot of the time you're getting on some of those info lines, like you're going like B long, getting on top of the box, so that you have that info. If they come to B long, you got that kind of get out of jail free card. You can escape and allow the rest of your team to like lean on the other side of the map. Either way though, back into the action. Bobo with a very nice economy going up against this half bar. Hero rifle for Fleshes and the Tour to manage. Lou's popped that already. And he's quite deep on A, getting a whole lot of info. Pressure on B now. And Bobo already up on top of B long.
It's big damage. Pulse again going to spot out Easy's position. Who'll get around the corner just in the nick of time. But look at the rotation starting to come through. Numbers here from Fun Crew, but it's such a rough position to be in there. Fweshest, Easy both found straight through the wall. I think there was a tiny gap exposing them. And now Bobo, a 3-man advantage in the post plant. Look, you can say Lou, he's still at least got the ult up. He's still got a chance to maybe get a pick or two here and there. But, presence detected, knife connecting. 5 shots here in the tour de force.
Yeah, I mean, even damage, not super relevant at this point. We're heading into the last round of the half. Andy on this line, gonna spot up Sign, but just look at the spacing and the protocols from Bobo, right? All ready to swing off Sign's contact.
Yeah.
Last round before
He got faded by that foot coming around the corner as well. He saw it, expected it. But as you mentioned, Sign's contact was the key to success there. I'm just loving the coordination that's coming through from Bobo. They're just really structured. It looks like they've been really working on their composition in terms of, you know, mentality as well as teamwork.
Yeah.
Since the last time we saw them come together. Because, of course, last time we saw them, there was, you know, a few fresh roster swaps coming in to one of those earlier VOTs.
Yeah, for sure. Get a timeout from Fun Crew. For anyone who doesn't know how the timeouts work, you get them per half. So if you haven't used it already and you think you want to try to have a bit of a chat about the last round and a half, I mean, there's no reason to not use it. You're not going to get an additional one next half in some tournament rules. So as far as I understand it, you know, if you don't use your timeout first half, you might not have another one. But Arkham just going to have a chat. They've realized that 8-4 is a long ways away from 5-7, can be a completely different half. So especially with this lockdown, we haven't really seen the lockdown have a whole lot of impact just yet. We had that one round where I felt like the lockdown was going to close down the round where Norson was towards the backside of A on that flank, but he just got picked by Noz and couldn't quite put the pieces together there. That could have been a big round for the lockdown, but let's see how they use it this time, especially in considering the fact that you do have that pit available, right? Lockdown could be a great tool to flush the attacking team out of the pit in the post plant.
Fweshest, just doming Nice Hacks, who's done that maneuver a few times now, and it's good to see that Fun Crew are adapting towards the final round of the half. Early pick. It feels like it's actually been a while since Fun Crew has got that initial opening, right?
For sure. Yeah, usually lose all over that. He's not having a bad game by any means, but definitely not taking over just yet. In this 4-on-5, Bobo going to do the old faithful TAC FPS strat. Whenever down in numbers, hit the small site. And that's going to be a retake setup there for Fun Crew. They've got the lockdown ready to go. So let's see if Bobo can get this spike down and get that pit down. Let's see if they're going to be able to commit to staying inside that pit once the lockdown comes in, or whether they have a plan for dealing with it.
Well, Noz is just waiting for that recon bolt to come through. Easy as well. Going to be forced out of the Aldrone straight away as well with a perfectly timed snake bite. Now we are going to see that lockdown start to come through. Snake bites everywhere, just trying to force all of the Bobo members out of position. But Dragon, he's found the equalizer and he's expecting more coming through from Andy here too. So things going slowly, knife out, and that was a mistake from Andy. Now Bobo, they've got the numbers, they've got the positions, and oh, that looks like they might just have the round 2. Noz, quick flick up. We are going to see the diffuser deleted. Noz saving the day again, and that's going to be 8 rounds for Bobo in the first half.
Yeah, they're playing very, very well. Great game of attacking side Icebox on your opponent's map pick, I believe. So,
yeah,
I guess they must have opted to start attack. I'll double check the veto to make sure I'm not losing my mind. It's not on VLR. Let me look at the tab. Yeah, Fun Crew pick Icebox, and Fun Crew are going defense first. So Bobo opted to start attack, and it's worked out for him, Mac. They've really set the pace. Dragon's having a great game. Noz is 12-4 on a Viper, which is not something I've seen him play too much of before. We got the Map Veto's graphic, love to see it. So Bobo, that's kind of ballsy almost, you know? Start attack and then 8-4 the opponent team on their map pick.
Ooh, Pulse comes through. But it's only hit Lou, so I don't think Bobo are too switched onto this yet, but you are going to see the slow and sure rotations go towards the wrong site, which is A for now. Trademark in the kitchen is going to be spotted, dealt with right now. Dragon able to take that contact and control B long, but it's the mid B they now have to worry about. And look where the spike's been planted. There's still that wall to play around as well for Fun Crew.
And it's got double nanos for the post plan as well. That right click did so much damage. Flash the kitchen side, but Lou's still not tested, Mac.
Oh, he's missed the opportunity, missed that shot with the headhunter. Fwesh is falling too, and Bobo now have a 2-man advantage. And they're going to make it 3. All of the Fun Crew members dealt with, and that was a very clean, very successful retake coming through in the second pistol.
Look at those nanos. Like, Fwesh has just died before he could use either one of them. Like, they couldn't go. And look, 10 seconds. Like, if they just play maybe a safer post plant, win some more of those duels, you're talking about a different story. But
Mitch, quickly.
Yes.
While we're talking about post plants, look how many bloody agents that have lineups are actually there for Fun Crew. You got 3.
Yeah, for sure.
Which could buy a whole lot of time, but they just, I think, you know, that issue is going to be getting that spike planted, right?
I mean, you got the same, you got more for Bobo, in fact, like Raze, KO, the Sova and the Viper. So they can definitely both play post planty. You saw Bobo be a bit more proactive with the utility though. They won't really worry as much about the post plant. Here's a force buy with the same mid to B strat, so they're going to go for that same post plant. Scroll wins the first duel in towards kitchen side, so already a Mantis advantage. There's the wall. Not sure if you had as much money for the nanos this time around. Bobo just taking their time, seeing if they can punish any of these over peaks while they start to take some more map control.
Lou's set up to try and take this fight in kitchen, rendezvous away if he needs to, but there's numbers. Fweshus tucked in the corner and still has Lou close to fight. Stinger not going to be enough, rather. Spectre Sign tries to make his way through, but timing not going to work for him. Andy will get another, and it's looking real damn good for Fun Crew. Dragon could get more than the single, and it's Andy really saving that round. 3K for him and 5 now on the board for Fun Crew.
He's been a little quiet, didn't have the best of first halves, but starting to multi-frag. And he's someone that over the last couple of rosters, even the last few seasons of VOT, goes stage 1. I don't think he's that far high up there in stage 1, but stage 2, I believe, Andy didn't do too bad, at least statistically. Yeah, he did quite well. He's up there with like Techstar, Lou. Yeah, so statistically, Andy had a great stage 2. And so far, the championship haven't had that many games, so not too many stats to look on. But even just in that last stage, Andy, in terms of firepower, is someone that played quite well. He'll definitely be needed for Fun Crew, who have taken all of B long, looking to try to set up for this traditional post plant. We always see drone through yellow. You're probably going to get that sage wall. But look at the positioning of Bobo. They're all in orange right now.
Walls up. That's her. Dragon trying to maybe find a tiny gap there. You won't find too much info. Wall going to be broken, but Fun Crew able to get that spike down and get into very nice post-plant positions. This is where things get a little difficult now for Bobo, who again just have the pistols, so it was already difficult to start with. Lou has the line forced to the back yellow now, but the swing starting to come through by 2 of these Bobo members. But Lou starting to fire up, finds himself 3 quick ones. Sign, he'll fall as well. And it's all down to your boy Noz, who
Gun here.
will also be going down.
Gun here.
So big kills coming through with the Vandals there. All of them saved, really, other than the one that was dropped. But look at that. Big kills coming through in this half already for Lou. Means he's got that tour de force online straight away.
Here.
Yeah, early multi-frags on a chamber means early tour timing. One off that Sage res as well. You've got the tour for Dragon as well. So this is going to be a big round. Both chambers looking to try and have some impact here early on.
Teleport's ready.
Dragon's already popped his. Lou buying up Vandals, so I'm assuming he's actually not going to tour this round and is going to hold it over.
Or both.
Future rounds, or both. Like, no, he's not popping it. He's relaxing.
Okay.
He's maxing, relaxing, holding it for future rounds. Easy, waiting out that KO knife. Seeing if he can take some B long control. A bit more of a passive approach here from Bobo, relying on that tour to try to find some picks as Fun Crew come out B long here. Deep trademark from Fun Crew, making sure no one takes any A lobby control. See how the flash timing is here from signed off Dragon's contact.
Lineup's ready. Uses it early for info.
I think that honestly gave the other team more info. Just
Yeah.
knowing the KO's positioning. Drone comes through, signed avoiding it, but they can be pretty aware of his position that he could kind of sneak around. Missed shot from Dragon, and that's a beautiful entry from Fleshes.
They knew Signed had to be somewhere lurking close. We're going to see that heal come through to Dragon, still with the tour de force.
And look at this.
Long range.
Fun Crew haven't budged from that 3-1-1. Lawson's still in mid. They've still got Lou over towards that A side of the map, waiting for further aggressions, but I think they're still going to end B here, Mac.
What? That's shooting through the wall. Cheeky bot.
That bot is hacking.
Certainly is. Now, wall goes down, as does the spike, but a good placement on the paint shells. Gets a big chunk of damage off. No kill coming through there for Bobo, but Fun Crew, they'll pick up yet another. So 2 men down, and it looks like Bobo, they're getting straight out of dodge, trying to keep 3 weapons alive. Timing not going to be working too well for Bobo, though, and Lou ready as ever to... Okay, not ready for Noz, but ready for someone to be a little bit closer. So 7 on the board.
You love the patient kind of measured approach from Fun Crew though, right? Like they took that B long control even when they got first pick. As Scroll getting himself a nice little exit. Even when they got that first pick, they didn't budge an inch out of that 3-1-1. Like waiting for further aggressions, waiting for more mistakes out of Bobo, aggression in the mid round. Nice pick from Norson. Gonna even be able to upgrade the Spectre to the Vandal. So he's feeling happy about that. Scroll the only one saving his gun. But Fun Crew now really closing that round scoreline gap. They've built themselves up a nice economy as well to continue fighting for this game. As for Bobo, they've got to go for a bit of a half buy around a couple of rifles, which still definitely gives them an outside shot at picking up this round. But further from this round and heading into further gun rounds from this one, you are going to start to see those ults really come into play. Looking like Lou's going to pop his ult here to kind of min-max the economy a little bit more, because really he's only going to be kind of farming maybe the half buy or up against some of the rifles.
He's going to be tagged up by that recon bolt. And things could get spicy. I think he may have heard this aggression too. Very ready for a swing here towards jail.
They found my trap.
And that shot starts to come through now. Dragon's position spotted. They know he's on the line. Holding it regardless. And goes for the jump peak. Cost him a pretty penny. At the same time, has that rendezvous to get all the way back to safety. Fun Crew, here's that one out. And look, just hit the A site too.
Getting rid of the dart. Bobo players pretty heavily set up around this A site. Oh, nice little off angle from Dragon, but he's pretty low at this point.
Yeah, man, pretty much has to play those headshot lines, right? Andy, getting this wall ready. Just waiting for Toxic Screen to disappear. We'll get this spike planted safely, and Lou as well. Able to find one of these flankers, but not a second. Signed. Going to be able to get himself a nice pick. Deal with the flank and just continue to be a nuisance now. Dragon starting to come in from the front. And Fun Crew trying to figure out where they need to look, where they need to hold to try to lock out the round. It's getting difficult. Scroll finding another. It's down to Fweshist in a 1-on-3. Man gets through the first, but it's cost him a whole bunch of health. Can't find all 3. Scroll able to make a trade happen. And on the eco, Bobo come through with the 10th.
Yeah, fair bit of investment in there, to be fair. Eco is a bit generous when you got 2 rifles and like half buy with sheriffs, and those are the kind of rounds that you see all the time, right, Mac? I mean,
yeah,
even when we're out of this like jet chamber on a lot of maps meta, like yeah, chamber definitely does make a difference, but these half buys have just been coming through almost non-stop. The entirety of this VOT, almost every series, I've seen thrifty wins, I've seen half buy wins, I've seen big individual plays make massive differences in this series, and that's a great round for it. Either way, though, economy is both starting to even out. You can see both teams kind of running out of cash on a couple of those players, so this is going to be one of these swing rounds. Fair few ults available. You do have the lockdown, but Scrawl's ready to counter that lockdown with the Hunter's Fury, and got a bit of a 3-2 split here for Fun Crew. This seems like how they kind of want to approach it, right? Bit of a map control style. Try to limit the info from Bobo, take that halfway point in the map. Scroll looking for that info. You know, they don't know anything about what's happening on A. It's a retake B setup. Drone through middle scenes, absolutely nothing. Going to inform Bobo's rotations a little bit more. Looking like this might be a lockdown fake into a late beat. Something like that.
Yeah. But the spike over there towards B long. Could definitely see it happening, and it looks like it may just. Okay.
I like that because they know it's going to die anyway, probably. Oh, actually, I think it might have got killed by the satchels.
Yeah.
Did Niceax just satchel the lockdown?
I think
they didn't even. No, he used his nade earlier. It had to be the satchels. He double satcheled the lockdown. That is cheeky.
Ridiculous. But this man was ready for it as well. That's why he was so advanced up in that more forward position. And manages to save this Hunter's Fury too, which could definitely stop the spike from going down over towards B. Here, Scroll needs to survive to use it though. He's playing a dangerous game, dancing around. Still gets two with the Vandal. Fwesh just answers with one. And we're down to a 3-on-3 for a retake again.
Andy absolutely just cooked his teammates. Like, he just walled them on the opposite side. Either way, retake coming in. Massive entry from Side as he comes back in. Off angle from Fwesh's. Andy, both him and Fwesh's playing this crossfire to perfection. And Sign trying to dive deep now. Got to tap that spike.
Can't quite find him though, and that is going to be that. Wraps around with the flash, hopes to find it, but it's a quad coming through for Fweshest. A big round, individual effort, gets another one over the line for Fun Crew. It looked like a little bit worrisome, as you mentioned, when that wall came out and Mendes just started the drop.
That was borderline throwing. Like, I'm not even kidding. Oh, walling. He walls Norsen off, and then Easy, because Norsen's locked into orange, feels the need to like dive orange and try to trade him. Yeah, and Andy's just sitting behind his wall, like whistling to himself, like, can't wait to get into this post plant. Max chilling right now. Ooh. Either way, they still got it done, like you said, and that, like I was talking about, massive swing round. Bobo is now broke, which gives Fun Crew the chance to close this score gap. They've just got to anti-eco, and that's so easy, right?
Yeah. Scroll still manages to hold on to that Hunter's Fury and still had impact in the previous. Unfortunately, didn't convert to a round, but Dragon now looking to do some individual efforts himself. Scroll finally going to be taking down members. Unfortunately, it's his own damn team, but it might have been enough anyway. Followed up with another kill onto Fun Crew, and it's Lou in a 1-on-3 to clutch. We've seen a few of these be successful, but he can't quite connect on the shoulder. Reveals his position over towards mid there. But the spike is still down. You've seen it pinged out. And it looks like Bobo just going to be swinging in with the numbers. Great trade coming through. Nice axe on the frenzy. And it's 11 secured. Thrifty round for Bobo.
Yep. That's eco. So easy. Then you forget that man who make gun in the hands of 18-year-old crack teenager. Just shooting people in the head. Absolute nightmare fuel. And multi-frag from Dragon. Hunter's Fury contributed by Scrawl, and a handful of pistolas and some nicely placed shots and an ult can be enough to get it done. 11's up for Bobo. Nice economy behind them now, and Fun Crew, they've got to force. Handful of ults for both of these teams. Nod's going to pit straight up on top of pipes here early on. How do Fun Crew respond? Are they going to cancel this A-side attack? They seem really keen to go A here, and they have no map control to speak of.
They are going in over the top, all the way through. Who knows? Looks like we are going to see the recon drone start to make its way through. Oh, but the knife timing was perfect. They didn't see the X-ray of Noz tucked away in the corner. Man still playing close with the Phantom as well. So he's not going to be making too much noise.
Oh, back. Nightmare. Nightmare fuel. Drone gets cancelled by knife. Massive play from Side, as you mentioned, but
yeah,
you've already committed the wall to the A side of the map. you've got no map control. If you go B, Dragon is probably going to rail someone and TP out. And then you've even got Nice Axe there with like Nade and Showstopper to cancel the plan. This is a nightmare scenario for Fun Crew. No other way about it. Easy almost dies trying to go over the top of the pit. That dart just barely goes outside of the ult. Noz is max chilling right now. He's got both feet on the desk.
40 seconds on the clock. And my lord, Fun Crew, they're running out of options. Wall going to be used just to try to make their way across mid here. Go for that mid B, but it's missed the perfect gap. Oh, it's left open, and Fun Crew now rerouting all the way back to A still. You've got to lurk over towards B long, but you only have 10 seconds to decide where to go, and it's indecision seems to be the issue. Spike down at mid. Nice Axe has invested the ult as well. The Showstopper may get a kill, and it will. Nice Axe threads that one down. Here's Lou coming all the way from long. And that just looked like Fun Crew got completely lost in the moment. What a round coming through from Bobo, though.
Yeah, that's just a communication breakdown. Sometimes that can happen, you know. High pressure match like this, spot in the grand final to go over to LCQ. Your plan A doesn't go as according. You know, the Viper's pit comes in. You try to drone them out of the pit and commit to that A site. Sign just hits you with the perfect KO knife. And then you go, want to go back to B. I guess we'll go mid to B. Then the Sage Wall messes up. And all of a sudden the panic sets in. They waited way too long outside that Viper's pit, though. Like, if you either need to have a clear call about what's about going in or not, either it was indecision from the IGL or someone's overcalling. That's the classic round where it looks like someone's overcalling. Like you call a certain play, and then someone says, "No, we should do this," and that's where everything just goes to shit when you're in a high pressure game like this. So
yeah.
Look, 12's up for Bobo. That's a big round for them. Looking like they're going to be taking their opponent's map pick, and they've had a very, very nice... I mean, they started it off with a great attacking side. Fun Crew started playing their own really fantastic looking attacking side, but that was kind of where it fell apart. That and the Thrifty round previously. Let's see if they can put the pieces back together. Handful of Spectres and ults to play with at least.
Yeah, this is the round, right? You've got 4 to use, 4 big ults, which can get you a whole bunch of map control with the agent they've selected. Yeah. Again, Dragon just stands in the way. The one ult on Bobo, and they may just be walking straight into this man's knife.
Yeah. There's no KO on Fun Crew.
Yeah.
So they can't stop him from rolling around with the 2-up. This is where Easy's util needs to be on point, so drone to kick things off. Let's see how Dragon's movement is, if he can dodge the drone. Find this opening pick. Beautiful. Even going to stick around for more Mac.
Yeah, he's just swinging out. Still has the rendezvous to play with. Shoulder spotted. Oh, and he's going to get his head taken off. Norson somehow so low. Find some more value. We are going to get that resurrection through as well. So Fueshist is back in the mix. Now has that lockdown again to play with.
Yep. He can rip the lockdown if he wants. Scroll looking for info, droning through. Noz trying to make his way through middle, but Lou, great crosshair placement. No one going down, though.
You should run.
Knows that Noz is stuck over towards the tube, too, so he's just drawing a whole bunch of attention with this aggression in through the A site. Timing favors Lou, and that's going to be a 2-man advantage coming through for Fun Crew. But Bobo may still be in with a shot. We'll see what Signed can do. Looking to be that first point of contact, just tapping in through the Viper's pit. Norson dodging bullets perfectly. Snake bite towards the back of yellow now. We are going to see Bobo try to make their way straight in. Signed, just trying to find which direction to look now. Norson, Rappin, still with just the Spectre, so he at least has sneakiness on his side. He'll find another, and Fun Crew may have just bought themselves another breath of air. However, Scroll, he's not done yet. Looking to work up those ult points, but not get the round. Fun Crew survive with 3. Get that ult still there for Easy, and maybe, just maybe, they can catch themselves a 10th image.
That's big from Norson, just staying alive. Gives them access to the Viper Wall, able to pop the pit for post-plant. He picks Dragon as well with just the Spectre and cops a heal as well in the late round, so pretty instrumental play. Flesh is having a great game on this Killjoy, but still plenty of money for Bobo. Let's be real, they reinvest. They've got that operator ready to go. They've still got a fair bit of cash. It's probably a half buy into multiple buys to close out this game. So great first round there for Fun Crew. They have to burn through a lot of ults to get it, but now they've got to go without.
Nice Axe playing a dangerous game, but great coordination again with that. Util gets a bunch of early info. Bolt going to be shot at as well for Fun Crew, so Bobo at least going to have that extra bit of info. Again, similar setup. This time the operator not going to be able to strike, and they know that Dragon's still close. Pulses all done now from the L drone, and he's going to go forward in the snake bite. Gets one. Man has a huge amount of confidence to go for a play like that in a position like this, and Scrawl's going to find the lineup. That's 2. It's down to Andy to try to clutch a 1-on-5. It's a tall task, a big ask, and I don't know if this man's up to the task, but we'll see if he can make it happen. 40 seconds to play with, and it's feeling like it might be all she wrote. Andy able to find at least the first. Will be suppressed. Has the heal, but has 2 players to get past. 1 bullet onto him, and he is roasted.
30 seconds left.
Knife again. What's that? It's going to be the KO ult. 1 tap. Okay. Surely, there is a world where this one
Nice
works.
Axe got his paint shells. That's what I'm wondering. So he can just cancel this plant.
He does.
Yeah, he
oh
does.
no. Andy, he's tapped it. He's heard the nade coming. He doesn't have much luck left. The Nice Axe seals the deal there with the Phantom. 13-9 is going to be the scoreline at the end of map 1, and we're going to be seeing Bobo taking Fun Crew's map pick. So interesting affair to kick off the series here, Mitch.
Yeah, and like I said, ballsy. They start out on attacking side. They get an 8-4 attacking side. Did very, very well for themselves. Really good team contribution across the board. Everyone stepping up. Everyone performing. Fun Crew, they definitely had a winnable game on their hands, but I have to say, a couple of quiet performers. Norston was absolutely key to their win over Order. He went like +20 in that controller role, and he had a bit of a slow start to the series. Like I said, Andy last stage of VOT was like statistically a top 10 player, and he had a very, very quiet first map. So Fun Crew, I mean, in a game like this, you're versing one of the other favorites for the whole of the VOT. You can't afford to be having those inconsistent individual performances. Need everyone to be stepping up across the board, and we know that they're all capable of it.
Dragon, needs to be shouted out there. Of course, a lot of people saying Chambers a pretty broken agent at the moment, but again, you're having a look at all the clips here. He's part of most of them because he's just got so many big rounds, especially with the Headhunter. Towards the end as well, popping off with the Tour de Force, popping off with the Operator, literally walking into a snake bite just to go and get a pick, rendezvous to safety, and maybe just save the day from there. Like that is just confidence. That means, you know that Bobo, they are here to play. They're looking to go straight to the grand final, and picking up this first map means they're set up to do so going into Haven.
I think they were just by a little bit the more composed team as well. There was a couple of moments of indecision there for Fun Crew, a couple of rounds where they made a couple of critical mistakes. So definitely can't be affording to make those kind of mistakes, at least in the upper bracket. They do have a chance to still go through lower bracket, have a couple of slip-ups. And look, let's be real, it's still a best-of-3 series, and these are maps that they can play perfectly well. So chance at a reverse sweep may be on the cards.
Well, that's it. Or maybe we get to see that first 2 map for the OS champs so far. Ladies and gents, we're going to a break, but we'll be back with map 2 just after this. Q. I just got told that was cute in my ears. Hey guys, how you doing? Welcome back to the OS Champs VOT. You name it, we bloody got it here, and we got a match on our hands. Map number 1 was definitely a absolute banger coming through there. Fun Crew unfortunately couldn't get over the line, but Bobo looked spectacular. And going into Haven, I feel like we're in for just as close of a game here, Mitch.
Yeah, I think so. Maybe even closer. It's an interesting pick. Like I was saying in the initial veto stage, both of these teams kind of picking maps that in the last 3 months haven't been statistically great for them. That last game was really excellent because you did see the boys on Bobo. They go into their opponent's map pick. They have the choice of side. They go, look, let's start attack. They get an 8-4 start, and then they just roll through and win the whole thing. But it wasn't uncontested, right? Like, Fun Crew was definitely staying in there. You had a big individual game from Freshest, but I feel like not only... But the two defining factors, I would say, if there were any, were composure and definitely firepower in terms of consistency across the board. There was a couple of quiet members from Fun Crew, one of them being Norson, who going into this game was actually top 3 in stats for this whole tournament, and he had a really big game against Order. So being top 3 in stats in the tournament and having your only game be against Order just shows that you can put up those big game performances. But at least there on the Viper wasn't quite at home. And then Andy was top 10 in stats last stage of VOT. Definitely need to see him step up and have a much better game than he did on Icebox. But not everyone is super comfortable stepping into that Sage role, right? Like going from the duelist. You see Andy do his best work a lot of the time on things like the Jet and secondary like flex duelist roles. So maybe in a bit more of that Sage role wasn't super comfortable.
I wonder what we're going to see in terms of agent composition for Haven, because we're looking at like both teams playing that chamber. I've seen a lot of breach as well, because you know that breach ult is definitely an extremely powerful one on a map like Haven, where the bomb sites are much smaller, you know, and it can cover a larger mass, as well as, you know, some really sick post plant setups as well with, you know, the aftershock and that. So I guess we'll see how that one comes through and what the difference is between both the agent comps. What controller we're going to see? Are we going to see that Omen, or is Brimmy with the Stimmy just too damn good? You know, that's what I'm always asking as well.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, maybe even a bit of Astra. When we saw the boys on Bobo play Haven last, they were rocking that Astra. So that'll be an interesting one, especially in combination with the Brimmy. Not with the Brimmy, with the Breach. Can be massive, as well as the Raze. We'll see if that same comp gets held onto by Bobo. It's looking like they're going straight back to the same one. As for Fun Crew, Lou, yeah, it's looking like the same comp from them that they beat Order with barely in the upper semi-finals game. Yeah. 2 maps that they did get across the line, I think, were Ascent and Haven. So
what I remember from last VOT is that Haven is the map where Nice Hacks was doing some crazy Raze stuff. You know, like the double blast packs, real early aggression, hitting them with the Judge, just, you know, great combination with the rest of the troops as well. And look, knowing that Signed is playing that breach, knowing that they have those aggressive flashes that go straight through the wall, means I reckon we're going to see a lot more of that. And it looks like Norton is going to be locking in that Omen as well as the controller for Fun Crew.
Yeah, both teams are sticking to the same comp that worked for them last time. Going to be quite happy with not changing, which means that there will be a little bit of film to review. We do know that Bobo is a team that likes to do their homework. You know, Noz loves a good little VOD review. They do have a coach helping them out as well. Same can be said for Fun Crew. They've got Arkin as their coach, so I'm sure that they've had a little bit of a look at what Bobo's been doing on Haven themselves.
Well, you guys, that's you, right? VALORANT OS. Unleash your inner champion with Samsung Odyssey gaming monitors. Buy a 49-inch Odyssey G9 monitor from Samsung NZ and receive a bonus 27-inch Odyssey G3 monitor or a bonus 1TB 980 Pro NVMe M2 SSD. Visit samsung.com/NZ/LPL for more Odyssey gaming monitor deals. Offer valid until August 16th. Terms and conditions apply. One of those terms is that you probably watch this broadcast, listen to our beautiful voices, and see what kind of crazy cracker gameplay we're going to be getting into this second map.
Yeah, also follow MacMate _ on Twitter.
Yeah, do that too.
I think that's one of the conditions. Don't quote me on that. I didn't read the fine print. Bobo, looking like they're sizing up a little bit of a mid-window peak and some A control. Yeah.
Well, there you go. early aggression. Andy going to be going straight in with the guiding light, and you can see that he really wants to get straight up in their grills. All the way to mid though, Bobo realize what's going on over towards A and take full advantage of the map control. They're pretty much gifted here over towards the mid of the map.
Straight into B. Double flank coming in from A lobby. Things getting a little bit spicy for Niceaxe, but he still sticks that plant.
Nozzy going to be going forward. Okay, one found at least, and he's going to keep pushing the point. Two kills found, and Dragon as well, just trying to catch a timing. 4 bullets left in the clip here for the Headhunter, but Lou will be the superior chamber today. Noz still just waiting for the splash down the middle. Fault line as well, slowing things down, and this peak is going to come through, you know, at some stage, but still just tapping that spike. Defuse not going to be half ticked just yet, and Noz needs to try to make this one happen. Easy with 3 already, going to be able to get him off the spike now, and it looks like he may have won the round from here. Easy's got to go for that reload. Awkward for him, but a great round from Noz to pick up the first for Bobo.
Noz is just making plays today. Like, I always teased Noz about his like score lines in the officials. I say it was a good day for Noz if he went +1, and it was a bad day for Noz if he went -1. Overall in the statistics at the end of the series. Forget about that. Today, Noz has been absolutely popping off. He had some great rounds on the attacking side on Viper on Icebox, and a 4K in the pistol. Man is absolutely cracked, and it's probably because I took that player photo of him.
100%. That's what I reckon is the buff as well. If you want to play cracked Valorant 2, you just need to ask Mitch to take a photo of you, and he'll sort that one out. Dragon though,
close optional.
Any early aggression from Andy there. Another pick found, and the anti-ecos looking swell for Bobo. I'm gonna pretend you didn't say that, Mitch.
Right here.
Look, some people. Look, I'm not even going to. Fun group. They're on an eco. Nothing to cry about right now. They're just looking to take a couple of guns, couple, make the economy a little bit less. Bobo doing exactly what you want to see. Catch-all anti-eco approach, spreading around the map, getting picks here and there, then a bit of a C-exy. You know how it goes, Mac. You've been here a little while. You've seen a couple of games, you know. Purple crosshair in up against the Astra Nebula. Don't like that. No.
Well, there's the outline, so you've got to give him at least that. Nozzy not going to be able to line that one up. Norson plus 2 with the classic. Yeah, somehow makes that work. Has not much health to play with now. And Easy, he's fallen as well. So things get awkward for Norson, but at the same time, he's still got the classic pumping, ready to go. Unfortunately, Niceaxe is on the perfect off angle, holding the line, holding that walkout from CT. And it's 2 relatively clean rounds back to back for Bobo.
2 guns still taken away by Norson, making that a little bit more expensive for Bobo, but all things considered, like I said before, they've got that chamber, so they're not feeling too bad about their bonus. Dragon's just going to rip the Headhunter. Scrawl's got himself a Sheriff, and they're going to continue along their nice little bonus round, try to get some economic damage done. In comes the breach stun to A lobby, trying to deny entrance from Bobo. But exactly this, Niceaxe just going to go straight down sewer with the blast pack in combination with that grab well.
And he's so damn close already. Cloudburst up top. And they seem to be aware that Jet could be in one of these positions, but we are going to spot Niceaxe there. Coming through with the Trailblazer. Dragon now still trying to lead the charge towards that B site, watching the swing from C-Link. But it's the backer site and A-Link they really need to be worried about here. Lou still dominating this position. Scroll tries to go forward and just waiting for a swing in. Dragon don't miss with the Headhunter, and that's numbers looking good for the moment. Fun Crew answer with 3 real damn quick, and there's not a lot that Bobo are going to be able to do to get back into the round here. Dragon falling eventually, and it's down to Sign, but again, he's just too far away to stop that defuse from happening, and Fun Crew happily just playing that one all together, prioritizing Fueshist here for the defuse just to get those Seekers online nice and early.
So 1 gun taken away, but it's just the Chamber's weapon, so you can get that reinvestment or the Headhunter, something like that. Not going to worry too much. Armor taken away from Fueshist though, so he'll have to reinvest in that. And Andy, I think, was only half armor, so that's going to be another 1 grand spent over by him. Bobo reinvesting though, that was just their bonus round. Like the way they went for that A lobby control, even though they were getting contested by the breach util. Set themselves up nicely. They went into that B exec. And I thought Lou was going to have a whole lot of impact, but doesn't end up happening. 3-man setup over here towards A for Fun Crew, really looking to continue contesting A lobby.
Lots of util going to be used early on for this lobby control. But Fun Crew not going to be calling for any early rotation, still fighting for sewers. Will they expect Andy here as well? Lou already out of the equation. Precious Trailblazer, knowing they've got this A-long control now as well. So Bobo realizing they're spotted. Now just allowing Dragon to start to make a move over towards mid again.
They're fine with this though. Even reading the flash play, they know in the numbers disadvantage exactly what Fun Crew wants to be doing. They're playing anti-flash, but Nicehack still loses his life. Aggression down mid from Norson. Dragon straight up B, so multiple flank timings for both teams could really decide this round.
Oh, but Fun Crew ready, fully realizing that B's been open the whole damn time. Dragon can't make the split work, and Norson now making his move in on the flank. Scroll as well. Had that drone out, had no idea he was being flanked. That's going to be spiked down. And Fun Crew, they are definitely in the driver's seat of the round right now. Man advantage, objective control. Bobo will be able to sneak away with the spike there signed.
30
seconds though. No map control here for Bobo. Where are they going to go? They've got that Cosmic, but Norson, they're checking every little corner for him. He's on the other bloody side of the map. Is he in window? Oh my God, I'm so spooked right now. Nah, mate, he's gone. He's gone down the road for a pack of ciggies. He's never coming back.
See that dark cover coming out over towards B, and there's 10 seconds left on the clock to plant. They need to get to site here, and Norson might just be able to save the day. How safe can they get it done though, and how good's the cover? It's great, but unfortunately, Norson did his job, took down the planter, and that's another round in the bag now for Fun Crew. Nozzy couldn't get it done, didn't have the time. Big long rotation to C was just a little bit too much to ask for there.
No, a little bit too long. Something I've heard before. As Bobo going to reinvest though. That was an expensive round for Fun Crew, only down to the 2 guns. You're talking about it. Seekers and Breach ult. Really good retake util. Really good retake tools for Fun Crew, and that's exactly what you want on the defending side of Haven. You want to be fluid, you want to be able to ping-pong around the map, rotate quite fluidly, and retake effectively, and those ults can definitely help you do it. Cosmic available for Noz, and it's just going to be a 1-4 here from Bobo. Noz going to apply utility pressure from window and go for that late flank. In comes the Cosmic. Util getting absolutely dumped on this C site, and I dare say it's got to be a retake here for Fun Crew.
Well, good luck play-by-play on this one, Mac. Norson going to be able to stand and deliver at least for 2 already, but a stunned up signed means he can't shoot too damn quick, and Norson survives on 1 HP, walking away with the triple. Seeker's used as well to find the final 2, and Noz, he's at least burst his Seeker, but will be spotted by the Trailblazer. Util used so damn effectively this round by Fun Crew. And we're going to see Andy find one as well. So Scroll, 1-on-5 angle. It's a big ask, as expected. We'll see what kind of damage he can do.
I was talking about the retake tools, dude. They didn't even let him in the site. Just instant breach ult as soon as that site hit is kicked off. Nice sort of fault line as well. Really loving the breach util out of easy this game.
It's been real good both ways already.
Yeah, signed as well on that breach. Pretty nice. Yeah, 4 alive for Fun Crew. That's a great gun round out of them. You went for that C site hit. I mean, Cosmic across C site is a pretty common one. Sometimes those fast B plays can be a really good play, and you saw Easy kind of sitting around back Gary, ready to kind of breach ult the B or the C site and enable the flood through from Fun Crew. So you can see that they're well aware of the strengths of this comp between the Sky and the Breach. You can kind of just wait for that site hit to come in. You know what kind of plays the other team's going to want to go for on attack when they've got Cosmic available, and you can play around it with your own ults.
Let's see what happens here. Over towards A long. Guiding Light, I don't think hit a person, so no audio cues there. Coming through for Fun Crew. Bobo still just working this grass control, trying to make their way in towards Gary. Easy just waiting for something to happen here. We'll have the fault line, flash, and maybe the aftershock to use here, but at the same time, Bobo just showing presence, walking away. And not getting too big for their boots. Okay, dark cover with the paranoia just to retake that Gary control. There's some great utility usage, but again, Bobo still just looking for some control of the map.
Yeah, I've been very impressed with the util out of Fun Crew. playing very well off of each other. Got these two players on this ace side. Dragon trying to lurk up. Shot from Andy, but won't miss again as this C site hit coming in. Not still lurking outside Gary, looking for that timing.
Seems real dangerous trying to peek Dragon today, but there you go. TP straight off of the site, and Fun Crew looking to play the numbers, but Noz, the lurk in through Gary late. It's good for one, but it's answered by Norson, and now with a two-man advantage, Fun Crew again looking good to make this work. Just spamming in through the smoke here, and Scrawl will go forward, find two quick ones, and here's the third on the easy as well. Brings it back to a 2-on-2 situation.
But side, another pick onto Norson. It's all on Andy, retaking with just the operator. 11 bullets now. Side could set up Scrawl with a flash here, or a fault line.
Off your feet!
Ridiculous scenes. How's it happen? And it is just going to be the ult going all the way back to the side. Andy has just barely dodged this one. Has the cloud burst to go for the half tick. The fault line will connect, which means he doesn't have too much going for him. Tries to stick it all the way, but it's the thrifty coming through for Bobo to keep the round score equal.
I mean, I've seen it firsthand. Scrawl has some of the best aim with sheriffs, with marshals, all of these one-shot weapons. You've seen him have at least one clip over in APAC, in multiple stages of VOT. On this Sova, this man just one-taps heads, and he sometimes has these massive pop-off rounds, and that is one of them. Just walking in the CT smoke, had absolutely no business getting work done, but clicking on nothing but heads, and Sign closing it out with a nice little pick onto Norson as well. Half by one by Bobo.
Oh, Luke already posted on a mid-window, flashed off and missed the opportunity, but Nice Axe all the way up in his face. He'll take Lou down. There goes the two to force, but Easy at least finds one to bring it to a 4-on-4. And Bobo already rotating straight towards C. You got Norson on the back of side, jump peek, good for the info. Dark cover as well to try to play around, but it's getting awkward. Man is going to lose his life in the middle of the smoke, and Bobo again, a numbers advantage.
They're still going to flood though. Look at this from Fun Crew. They're trying to flood, but the grab well keeping them back. Nice pick from Andy though, Matt.
Great util coming through, but again, now on the 3-on-3, Scrawl just tapping heads once more, 2-on-2. I'm having flashbacks, Dragon waiting for the swing around the cloud burst, and they know that Easy's on the spike here up top. Andy able to answer with another and knows the position assigned now to fault line. Gonna be dodged, dashed away the tailwind, it's good for one. And now he's gonna use the aftershock to try and maybe force his way forward, but the swing through on the end. Andy got the half tick, thought he may have had the round, but Signed says no, and Bobo string two together.
Another clutch from Signed, another really messy round on the C site. Just absolute chaos from both of these teams. Both tours being popped by the chambers in that round. But Bobo leading 4-3 on the attacking side, and now you get a half buy out of Fun Crew. They've got jet knives. They've got an operator on Lou, glass cannon, so this is not a round you can take for granted as Bobo.
Yeah.
A gift.
Definitely still losable. And it looks like they've got a pretty spread out approach here, which actually may not be a good thing if this operator has impact. You were not expecting a glass cannon op getting forced if you're Signed, and you are left feeling a little bit silly about that wide peak on C long.
Glass cannon op jumping out into the open to get on that line and still connects. Ridiculous scenes here, and Lou looking to save the day with some curious maneuvers, to say the least.
Yeah, you lose the man advantage here for Bobo. You need decisiveness in this 4-on-5. Need to just go and hit something together. Can't play that long drawn-out default now that you've got the man advantage. Thrown through A, just making sure that Fun Crew doesn't have any extra information. Both chambers spotting each other, but Lou not feeling like he needs to take the additional peek because they've got that man advantage. Bobo now sizing up this B site.
Where's this dart going? Clearing out the 50-50 close angle. And Easy happy just to play his life at the back. Andy, knives in play, and the man's just going to keep going forward, but straight into the crosshair of Nice Axe, swinging around behind Easy, looking to find some impact with the Sheriff. He won't hit a damn shot, and Norson
Spike down.
will come through to trade. 1-on-2 now.
left.
Scrawl, we know that he's done a lot of work so far, and he's revealed his position with that shot.
I have the spike.
Here the TP away, and Scrawl is just trying to figure out exactly where both these individuals have gone. It's right around the corner now, and Scrawl, he'll almost make his way to A. Norson holds that line down. A tight one, but he'll connect nonetheless, and that's going to be 4-4. No one going out in the lead just yet.
Still very, very tight, right? Half buy on the cards here for Bobo now. As Fun Crew caused the upset, Glass Cannon off ends up working out for them, and now they're going into the double ult here, Mac. Both Andy and Lou picking those up. Fair bit of economy in the back pocket. Cosmic and Hunter's Fury available here for Bobo if they want to invest it. Still 4 apiece, so look, you're getting in some work on the attacking side regardless, but it's feeling like Fun Crew in the driver's seat now.
Guiding Light looking for that info. Not too sure if it connected. Again, that recon bolt as well. Sent straight back the other direction. Boombot down, Bobo. A buy that leaves a lot to be desired, but again, that's big info from the Trailblazer and a stacked A site already for Fun Crew. Bobo could be walking into their graves.
Flash on the line, doesn't scan anyone though. Scroll peeking out from that brick position. Posted up on by Andy.
Oof.
You can see Bobo tentative. Both teams don't want to make the mistake that loses them that first peak on that A side of the map. But Fun Crew definitely have a whole lot more to lose because they have a lot more invested in this round. Look,
There's been a smoke. Yeah, smoke put straight on that trademark, which allowed Bobo to make their way through Gary. However, Fun Crew fully switched onto that. Eyes on the prize, no early rotations from them, so they're going to be rewarded with a 2-man advantage. And now Bobo in trouble trying to make their way through short B, or short A rather, and it's easy. Holden like a champion, Phantom in hand. Down to Noz to make anything work. He'll find one. Just wait out the paranoia. Oh, can't see a damn thing. Blinded, close range vision, and it's easy to find another. So 3 for him. Great A-site defense. And you're looking at the scoreboard. Fun Crew edging out with a 5-4 scoreline.
An attack timeout from Bobo now. Coach going to have a couple words to the boys. Ults on both teams. You do have that breach ult yet again for either the retake or just denying site entry. Definitely going to help out with some of these retakes because, you know, these double ops, obviously always a double-edged sword. A little bit harder to perform some of those retakes, especially on a map like Haven where you need to be a little bit more fluid.
Yeah.
Can definitely end up being a liability in some of those annoying scenarios. So we'll see if Bobo has an answer to that. If I'm Bobo and I'm staring down the barrel of like a Cosmic, really wouldn't mind just a site exit, you know, and just put the double ops into a post plant, play around that breach ulti. Might be able to have a little bit of success that way.
Yeah.
But playing these more slow, drawn-out defaults when you've got Bobo's comp can be a little bit more challenging. You need to make sure that your breach util is placed correctly, that you're getting the right flashpoints and the right fault lines to push those ops off the line. You need to make sure those Sova drones are getting yourself some good value as well. I've been enjoying watching Noz as well. I mean, Astro only has 4 stars these days, but he's still committing at least 1 Nebula to A long to make sure that they're not losing picks towards A when they're going and taking map control over there. Looks like it's going to be Cosmic straight off the rip towards C, and maybe like a little bit of a fake. Seems like the rest of Bobo are going to try to contest mid and Gary.
They're certainly standing everywhere else.
Oh no, it's just Cosmic across the B side. I'm losing it.
Okay.
You want to fight it?
Well, that's coming through, splitting the map in damn half, and now they're just going to be waltzing their way forward. Norson, Paranoia off a timing, rendezvous away, and he's going to get a pick too. So Scroll now out of the equation. No Hunter's Fury for Bobo to play with, and they're going to start to make their way up C long 2. Lose here, standing with an operator, able to deliver for the first, and there's numbers coming round the corner. Shoulder peek gets him off the line, but the aim is too damn good for Dragon. Finds himself the double. Noz not ready for the swing on the back of sight, and it's Norson popping off to bring it to a 1-on-2.
Yeah, he had a bit of a shocking game last game, but he is 15-5, straight back in that form that got Fun Crew the win over Order. Easy having a fantastic game as well. And that's another gun round going the way of Fun Crew, putting Bobo back onto that half buy yet again.
Yeah.
No value off of that Cosmic. Norson just confidence being showcased. As soon as that Cosmic comes in on that big site, dark cover towards the top of B, immediate paranoia, and he just goes in and gets it done himself.
Couple of pings coming through, and it looks like we may see... Oh, I thought there was going to be some aggression from the defenders. They're just going to hold here. Moving towards the top of long C. Nice Axe leading the charge, and it'll cost him his life. Walking on the wall. Easy, spraying the common line. Close range. Dragon makes it work with the Headhunter, and things get awkward. Norson going to be tagged up by the Recon Bolt and gives up the C slipe. There's Seekers coming in, leading the charge. Norton falls. No's going to be able to find some influence, and it's a 3-on-3 now. Bobo able to try and get this spike planted.
Yeah, Lou's got his hands on a rifle though. No double op retake this time around. Trailblazer all the way through Gary. Gets a lot of info for Fun Crew though.
Whoa, okay, Rolling Thunder all the way to Gary, but there's no defenders coming from that position, and Fun Crew going to be rewarded with a round, spotting all 3 remaining Bobo members trying to follow up the Rolling Thunder, move their way to Gary, but as they walk across, there's just numbers looking at them from CT.
I mean, they heard that Trailblazer go all the way through Gary. They're assuming that someone's following that in, so they're trying to split up that retake. You know, Breach ult, whoever's coming through Gary, it's 1 or 2 players if you're assuming they're using the Trailblazer for more than info, which was obviously not the case. But, yeah.
Gun here.
Sometimes that's the way it works out. Scissor, paper, rock in some of those retake scenarios. You're making those split-second decisions. Last round and a half here. See if Bobo can grind their way to a 5th. 2 of the 4s comes out from Dragon. Scrawl's still got that Hunter's Fury he's been sitting on for a while. If Niceax can find a pick here, then he can get the showstopper online, but there you go. Easy goes down, so he's not going to be able to use that breach ult for the rest of this half. It's all done. Trademark not in Gary, so not dealt with. It is top B.
But they've got that Rolling Thunder out of the round, which is huge for Bobo. Not having to deal with one more ultimate. Fuesh's close range. How's this one going to go? Flashed off, and that's not going to work for Niceax, so he can't get deep on the line. And a Guiding Light as well knows that he's blinded at least 1 or 2 members. Out towards mid there. No's going to find the angle as Norson continues to push the point all the way down C long. Flash again. Fuesh seeing 3 and taking a name.
Absolutely beautiful. Great awareness by Noz, just clearing up that flank. Now all 3 players heading through Gary straight into Fuesh's.
And he's right on the perfect line, but he's whiffed it. Noz ready for Fuesh's to be in that position. All 3 members so damn close. The run out of CT. Lou somehow not heard. Gets the spray transfer for a second, and Andy comes in to follow through for 8 on the defensive side for Fun Crew.
Looking like a whole different Fun Crew right now here, Mac. Easy having a great game. Norson back in form. All the boys performing across the board. Exactly what they were missing on Icebox. Had a couple of quieter members who have well and truly woken up here, and they're the ones that get the 8-4 lead at the half. Bobo looking a little flat. Dragon and Niceax a little bit more on the quiet side. Noz having some great pop-off impact rounds, but they're going to be needing more than that now that they've moved over to defense themselves.
Well, this is the side where Bobo popped off the other day, right? On that Haven.
11-1, yeah?
Yeah.
But at the same token, I feel like that was just a bad game from Rain. We saw them go and play Haven yesterday, and they didn't look that shabby on it. And historically, that's been a good map for them, so...
Well, I guess this
maybe
will be
Bobo
the
were
test,
cracked.
right?
Yeah, exactly. 100%. They're going to have to be pretty good on this defending side of Haven. There's the fault lines being exchanged and a dart into lobby. Dragon on this off angle at Gary.
It's a world of map control for Bobo to play with. Over towards sewers now. An early rotation towards B. Trailblazer in dark cover as well, and Dragon trying to find the connection, but he won't quite get there. Straight through the dark cover. Andy will fall, gives his life, Guiding Light as well, and Fun Crew continuing to push forward. Nice shot from Noz to pick up yet another, and Dragon still here, still looking to fight. 2 left in the Headhunter, and Lou has a Headhunter of his own. He'll connect to Scroll, and Dragon on the flank. That's going to drop the spike. Another classic foul. Dragon with a quick triple to save the pistol for Bobo.
Love that pistol from Fun Crew though. Double dark cover on either side of B. Trailblazer straight up into the B site, and Andy just dashing straight in, making it look like a very quick B play, but then they split through Gary. Maybe just not quite having the execution that they needed, not quite hitting enough of those shots. And Bobo, a much needed pistol. Now into the anti-eco. Should be feeling a little bit more comfortable with how this game is going. Dragon, a nice triple in the pistol as well to start getting his confidence flowing, and if he can really get warmed up on the defensive side on this chamber, then seeing no Sober and no KO on the other side, he's going to be feeling pretty confident to just start running around the map and making Fun Crew's life difficult.
Well, Niceax gets flashed up, but at the same time, he's heard Andy go all the way to sewer. They know that he's completely locked into that position, drone forcing him back the other way, and it's the Spectre to strike, so easy. Early man advantage.
Dawson's
make it
on
2.
an adventure, mate. Oh, they've read it though. That's sad. maybe the dark cover on towards that trademark was heard.
Yeah, it seems to be the case. It's pinged out by Fun Crew, so they're aware of that trademark's position.
Yeah.
He could have also gone for, you know, the old TP across.
Yeah, for sure. It was a nice effort, especially in a round like this where you're not really expecting too much out of it. Give it a crack. Maybe Fleshers actually has a legitimate chance to try and stick a plant there, but obviously that's from the armchair perspective, having perfect information. I probably would have just got Gravelled off by Noz, realistically, or Aftershocked.
Well, Lou, always a chance with the Headhunter in play. Oh, Crosshair looked decent. But unfortunately, Nice Axe was just ready, waiting with the Spectre in hand. Half HP, though, jiggling to success. 22 HP, paint shells to zone, and forced Fleshers forward. Scroll coming in to save the day if he gets one. Fleshers can't find anything, and it's a flawless round coming through from Bobo. A great start to the second half for them.
100%. Looking like a fantastic bonus. Only damage done by Fun Crew was just armor taken away. Reinvested in by Bobo now, but realistically, I mean, 2+K across their whole team. They're feeling good about how their economy's looking. We'll see if they've got anything special in mind for this bonus round. 1-1-3 setup. Looking like some A lobby control. Try to get Nice Axe up onto a close line, perhaps.
Yeah.
That's for Fun Crew. Seeming like they're putting a lot of eggs in that Gary basket.
A lot of pings coming through. Guiding Light used just to see if anyone's pushed down mid B early.
There's that lobby control. The beauty of having the Astra, even after the nerfs, go and take that lobby control while playing that Seaside Anchor. Obviously, the Brim, you can't reach unless you're playing like back Gary. So you can't smoke back of a lobby.
It seems like they're still very interested in mid. You see the pings coming through, expecting something out there from Bobo, but with the Aldrone, it's just info that there's no Bobo numbers there just yet. Lou going to be spotted.
Yep, just got his TP timing, so could just chuck down his TP bottom mid and try to go for a pick top B. Fault line off of the steps heard by Nice Axe. He really wanted to try to go for a quick pick and get out of dodge. Circle jumping for info, trying to spot out Fun Crew on this timing into the A side so he can inform the rotate. He has, and there's no one even close to A. Scrawl has got to get over there ASAP. Oh, thank God the satchel keeps him alive, Mac.
Great usage of that util to survive. Trailblazer as well, not going to be able to make it past those paint shells, so every bit of util used now except for the boombot from Nice Axe. We'll have that in a moment. Paranoia to blind him, flash through long as well, and he's going to be close to trade. Spray through. The bloody smoke is not going to work out, and somehow Nice Axe still alive, still kicking, and 12 seconds to plant now. Fun Crew, there's almost no chance for Lou. He's got to find 3 kills in a matter of moments, and he's fault lined off the line. Nothing he can do to win the round now. And Bobo, they want to take him down, steal his gun away if possible, but Lou at least fights for his life.
Yeah, now he's 1 off the 2 up. So could think about even like chucking a rifle over to one of the boys.
Yeah.
Either way though, Bobo, they win their bonus. Excellent play from Nice Axe, just picture perfect position. There were so many chances where he could have slipped up and given away first pick. But he's able to make perfect use of that A lobby control. Bobo investing a fair bit of util, fault lines, some Astra util, just to be able to go over and take that A lobby. And that info is really what wins them the round in combination with just great positioning from Nice Axe and good supportive util out from his teammates. He's able to multi-frag up and now put Bobo in this pole position. It's a real tight game from this scenario onwards. And Fun Crew, economy's broken. Having to think about a bit of a half buy around the rifle. We'll see if Lou's going to juggle that across to someone else and rely on the Headhunter. He's already got 5 bullets in that without really investing too much.
Yeah. And he's that 1 kill away from getting the 2 to force online as well. So
100%.
Maybe a chance in this round. I guess we'll see how the initial stages go.
Scroll's very close to the Hunter's Fury, and I know he's got a lot of nasty little lineups on the darts. Dart in combination with the Hunter's Fury. Like I've watched him in scrims just get so many kills with this on this map. So once he gets Hunter's Fury heading into the next gun round, definitely keep an eye on how he's positioning himself.
Also, I remember Scrawl being one of those Sova players that just rips it straight off the get-go as well. Just spamming common positions, always seems to pick up a kill here and there. But speaking of, it's going to be Andy hunting for that first kill straight into Gary. off the back of all that util. Fault line to the left of Gary as well to try to enable him. Dragon can't see a damn thing. There's flashes going left, right, and center. Birds flying all through the site, and Agent's not too far away. There it is, Andy fighting an entry with the Stinger. Sign going to be able to drop the spike on the ground and buy some extra time for the rotations. Dragon now looking to make his way towards the top of Plat and survive, defend the C site here, which has gone really well for Bobo. It's a 1-on-4, and Lou, he's nowhere to be seen.
Yeah, look, it's a good entry from Andy, but not too much follow-up past that. They just didn't have really the firepower necessary to contest that round. Good hold from Dragon, and I think it was Side pushing in past CT, past that one way, and just railing those players out as they come out. Gary really wasn't the timing that they needed because that Astro util just holding them at bay. Lou now looking for some exits. He's able to find nice hacks at least, so taking a couple of guns away with him.
I think they've heard that rendezvous away. And repositioning just around the spike to make sure there's no chance for the objective to be found. No chance for him to get away. Plant that one and have a higher percentage chance of winning in the round.
Teleport's ready.
10 seconds. Having to walk straight into a crossfire. Let's see the timing of the peak from Bobo here. Looking like they're just going to swing off of that contact. Oh, Lou.
Good damage.
Able to find one more, but it's Dragon to get that 3rd and an 8th round for Bobo. Tying things up here.
Wouldn't even be that surprised to see like the ult thrown over the nice hacks. I've seen him off on Raze before and then have the tour ripped. Lou can definitely tour if he wants to, but he's going to buy a rifle this round.
That works.
So maybe neither one of these chambers going to rip the tour. Let's keep an eye on Scrawl. He's over towards A long. I've seen him just dart over the top into the tree and rip his ult straight away. I wouldn't be surprised to see something like that this round, to be honest.
Looks like Dragon's going to be
he's
looking
doing
for that
He's going to
initial
rip his
pick
ult
at
straight
mid.
away.
Yeah, Recon Dart has ult at the ready. Seeing if any pulses come through, and oh, he's missed him with that tag. Easy just jumping around, surviving. And unfortunately for Scrawl, couldn't get a single tag up with the Hunter's Fury, but he knows that Fun Crew were looking for that early A control.
Yeah, good movement from Easy, I think it was, dodging all those bullets. Both dark covers invested in this A long control here for Norson, so it's going to be a while till he has both smokes off cooldown.
Yeah.
Very passive kind of A control. Bit of C long prog. Walk down mid from Bobo. Looking for some info. Dragon holding that window line. What is Fun Crew doing in the mid round here? Trailblazer. Oh, Side almost could have just taken that frag straight away. Fault line going to keep Fleshes at arm's length, but look at Nice Hack's position.
Signed opting against going forward. Didn't want to give away the pick just in case. And Fleshist, his feet are spotted. Moving over towards lobby now. That's going to be spiked down. Norton spotted. And even though the fake has been sold at C, it's not worked out because Nice Axe is straight in behind enemy lines. 30 on the clock to retake the objective. And Lou will do it all on his own. Rotation through. And Scrawl able to hold the cross too. Oh, things going wrong again for Fun Crew, but at least Lou has his hands on the spike, has a lineup, and maybe gives Indy a chance. He's got 13 seconds to find the 2 remaining defenders, but he's popped that trademark, slows himself down, and now there's no chance. You can see just how much distance Scrawl was putting between him and Andy there.
Absolute mess of around that one.
Oh, no.
Barely missing out there, Fun Crew. Bobo, another round on the board, now taking the lead, and with a strong economy to boot. Fun Crew, again, another weird situation in terms of the money. Could probably even put together a buy here if they wanted to. But Jet Knives and Tua, very much available. Yeah, I like this. Chuck that rifle over to someone.
Yeah.
Rifle over to Norson. And Jet Knives and Tua could definitely make a round of this here.
Out of my way.
What's coming through? Lou looking for those initial openings. Nice axe straight down C long, and Norton's worried, man. Didn't know where to go.
He could have died there. That ground fall almost caught him off guard, and he rips both of his shrouded steps to get out of dodge. Great movement.
Now, where to from here? Fun Crew allowing Andy to go straight in towards B. Looks like we are going to see him try to commit that spike plant, and it's not worked out. Easy. Close range has the frenzy, but at the same time, Shock Dart's doing work to him. Lou unable to connect. Won't be able to save his teammate. Now, post up on this line. 2 on 3. So achievable round for Fun Crew. Vandal found, and Noz is so damn low. Here's those shots coming through. Rendezvous picked up, and Norson's trying to figure out how to help out Lou here with that extra dark cover.
He's trying to come in for this lurk on C. Could definitely work out if Noz doesn't keep his wits about him here. Dragon nowhere near to be able to help out. Paranoia doesn't quite hit Noz, but it's not going to matter too much. Scrawl's still alive in the back of the site. Dragon keeping him covered. That was a kill?
Drops the right click randomly through the smoke, picks up another, drops it to a one-on-one, and it's all down to timing. Rapping, Lou can't flick. Dragon gets it with that headhunter. And my God, if that clutch came through from Lou, I would have lost it.
Yeah. Free gun, by the way. Nothing wrong with it. Great game, this one.
I don't know if he saw him or if it was random or what the hell that was, but...
Another gun round, Mac. Another gun round. It's okay, man.
Okay.
Got some, got
composure.
Shot. We got the Cosmic. Some great retake tools here for Bobo.
Here.
Still Tua if Dragon wants it, but he's had enough money to be able to continue to just keep buying these ops. A lobby control denied there by Bobo. They get nice acts on this long line, so gonna have to have some util invested to clear him off of that. Trailblazer is really the only drone you have access to, and you're gonna use that to get Gary control here for Fleshes. So they're gonna have to go with good spacing, maybe a nice flash to actually push nice hacks off that info line deep on A long. Operators on that C long line as well. So Bobo have got a pretty great read on where Fun Crew can and can't be.
They got the star there too, and that's the issue. They didn't have to use it for that early lobby control because they've gone up long instead of short.
Yeah,
and you can see there's pings going all the way across the middle of the map there too. So Fun Crew probably going to have a crack at going into B.
There. We'll keep an eye on Signed here because he has the Rolling Thunder. So if this is a B exit, could definitely have Rolling Thunder or Cosmic, some combination of those. Noz playing very close in towards Gary here.
And he's heard everything going up towards mid B. We are going to see a rotation baited from C at least. Sign trying to make his move ready for from the shadows. However, it's all going to come down to the timing. Nice Axe going to be trying to drop the boom bot. It cost him his life. Norson seems to be spotted now as he's taking the head straight off a Dragon. A 3-on-2 and maybe a chance. Fweshes with the Seekers, dropping those. Norson from above, just trying to find a line, trying to find an angle into sight. Norson loses his life and there's no time to plant. No members to do it with. Signed again. You said keep an eye on him and he pops out with 3.
Yeah, I mean, just perfect positioning from Bobo. They get someone deep A lobby. You talked about the star, the Gravwell to help him out was what kept Nice Axe alive there.
Yeah.
Noz is helping him from the Gary side of the map. Noz is listening to the info for Sign. They know that they're weak on that mid and B side of the map towards Gary. They just rip the Rolling Thunder as soon as that B play comes out. Dragon's deep on the C long line. They've got every part of the map covered, and that's not easy on a map like Haven.
And now it's scary. Fun Crew trying to go all in towards sewers here, and they're going to be hit with the fault line. Sign finds 2 crackers to open up the round. They've lost a life over towards Gary, but at the same time, Fun Crew, it feels like they've just got no momentum in this game. The second half, they haven't found a dub yet.
Yeah. They're feeling a little trepidatious moving through the map. No snappy rotations, just ping-ponging around the place as soon as initial contact's made. They're not rolling straight into B or anything like that. Taking their time, working the map. Still got that breach shot. Trailblazer straight into B. Seeing where the trademark was, but not really an issue now that Dragon's dead. They are trying to put some pressure on this B site. Nice Hacks pushed off the line. Rolling Thunder to try to secure this plant.
Really putting full focus on that A-Link area. You're going to see the aggression start to come forward too. Fweshest head taken straight off a Nice Hack's shoulders. And maybe a chance here, but again, numbers strong for Bobo now. 2 looking to retake from A-Link, 1 over towards C-Link. That's Noz, who's drawing the attention. Swing starting to come through, and it's going to happen eventually. There's the connection. Noz looking real damn good. Fweshest looking dead. That's going to be 3 for Noz. Big round to put him on to 12 and put him on to match point.
Got to give credit to Noz. He's actually playing pretty phenomenal today.
Out of charges.
I feel like in some of the previous rosters, like when he was IGLing wildcard, he would be all right. Like individual form, you wouldn't really be expecting him to be the one who's popping off, but when he went over, played for Bonkers overseas, had to kind of put some more numbers on the board, had to play more of those duelist roles, play the Rays, play the Neon, things like that. And he was able to put up numbers in those roles, but even now, the firepower's looking fantastic for Noz in that controller role tonight. He's had so many big impact rounds, and that's another one of them.
Let's see. Bobo can find that one more impact round that will be the most impactful for the series. Put him over the line and be the first series to be a 2-0 affair. Fwesh's Trailblazer straight through B again. Andy looking to crack things open, gets hit by the fault line, but he'll take one with him. And at least the numbers now strong for Fun Crew. Aftershock to try to zone anyone out of C-Link there, and there's control. A little bit of it, but nice hacks. He's trying to get anything going. Blast Pack not going to be enough to finish off Fwesh's tucked away in the corner, and Norson lurking up a storm finds Noz, goes real wide to do so. And in the 3-on-5 now, Bobo, they're still thinking about going for it. Dragon finds one and a second. 3 kills out of nowhere. Fwesh's gets traded, and it's a 1-on-1 loop. Up against Sign to fall here. Rolling Thunder to force him straight into the corner. He can't see a damn thing. Had one chance, one opportunity, but signed again. Another triple kill. He's made of him. And that is going to be 2-0. Bobo are going to be the first team in the OS Champs Grand Final.
Really, really great game from them tonight. Everyone stepping up, everyone having great individual performances, impact rounds from Signed, massive 2 maps from Noz, and that's the first 2-0 that we've gotten, and I dare say it was reasonably convincing. I think Fun Crew maybe not playing their 100% tonight. Luckily, they're in the upper bracket, and they're going to be able to have another crack at it, but Bobo, you can't mess with that. The utility usage, the team play, the preparation, and the individual form all on point tonight. And they are looking like they're going to be a tough team to beat in that grand final.
Oh, I don't even know who's winning, what's going on. But again, look, we mentioned it at the half. Bobo looked real damn good on the defending side of Haven the other day, and they just do it flawlessly here. I thought that last round, maybe Fun Crew could have had a chance to, buy a breath of fresh air, but they just couldn't find anything, couldn't get around, and couldn't get anything going on that attacking side. So really just outclassed by Bobo here. But look, I guess the saving grace for Fun Crew, they've already been Order that one time, which means this is still that upper bracket. So they're going to be going to the lower bracket and have another shot tomorrow. So
they definitely
got to
are.
be worried about that.
If Order can make it through there. In saying that though, Order, we were seeing what they were doing earlier in the tournament. They were changing up a couple of roles. They were throwing RDW onto that controller role. Once they went down 0-1 against Rain yesterday, they just went back to what was working. They chucked RDW back on the chamber. They chucked Ronsky back on the jet. They might have to, Fun Crew might have to play them in their normal roles. That might be a little bit more of a task. I don't think Order are going to be coming into that match sloppy now that they're in the lower bracket. But look, I have to say, at least for the first 2 series of this tournament, Order have definitely looked beatable, and Fun Crew took full advantage of that in the upper bracket. So let's see if they're going to be able to do that in the lower bracket. And I'm really looking forward to some of those games. But we do have a whole nother series, even though that one felt like more than 2 maps really delivered. We've got another one ready coming up after the break.
Which is crazy to say, right? Because we didn't have any overtime. I feel like every other series has had the long maps, the long overtimes, and just, 3 maps for every single one. We'll see if we get another 2-0 or if we go to 3 in the second series of the day. But that's coming up after this break. So ladies and gents, stay hydrated, and we'll see you very soon for that second series.
for my sense of broken.
Oh, he makes me so proud.
It makes me so rich. Oh, I should have picked this game.
Winning requires sacrifice. That's really your style.
Hey fam, let's go again. That bot owes me a coat. My turn. Team Forge, baby! What the?
All right. Playtime's over. Ready up!
Team Forge? Really? What? Fire and steel. Come on! Hey, wait. Ooh. You're quick. How about Firewire? Robo Squad?
Oh, the Swagger Express. Roaster and Toaster. You know I'm programmed to kill you, right? Oh, another good one.
Alley-oop?
Ich habe so geschieden, schön, dass es dich gibt. Ja, du bleibst.
Found them. Had some trouble.
Denn alles ist smooth, slow, relaxed, perfekt, genau so.
Countdown initiated.
Cipher to all stations. I have a signal. Our blackmailer is headed east.
Leon, this is Sova. Confirm you have target visual.
Yep, got him.
Ground team, collapse and converge on Sector 4.
I've seen your darkest fears. Mine would eat them alive.
Covering! Chamber, it's on you!
You can tell a person's character by their first action. Check me then, eh?
It's a bullseye. Only type of light that I ever hide from is the red and blue lights. I don't sing their song. I don't. Where you at? Yeah, where you come from?
Lost enough.
Who you wanna become?
You dead.
Move your body, move a leg. Everybody
situation. Now, the end. We are above them.
Anything I want, baby, gonna take that. What I want, so I'll never leave that. Whole team
Better
with me,
luck
could never
next
break
life.
that. Protect at all costs, yeah, like a wave cat.
Relax, my friend. Time and space, they know what you think.
It's a bullseye.
É por isso que eu vou te botar no jeito hoje, viu, Binho? Ô, dó. Já passou da hora, né, pai? Vamos lá. Bebe, hoje só amanhã. É hora do reggae.
Porque toco a fé. Eu vou andando a pé pela cidade. Bonita, o toque do cachê. E a força do divino, ninguém explica. Ela é bonita. Porque toco a fé. Eu vou andando a pé pela cidade. Bonita, o toque do cachê. E a força do divino. Verdadeiro amor. Você vai onde eu vou. Verdadeiro amor. Você vai onde eu vou. Não diga que não me quer. Não diga que não quer mais. Eu sou o silêncio da noite, o sol da manhã. E vou ver se o mundo tem. Mas tem um ponto final. Eu sou o primeiro que canta, eu sou o carnaval. A cor dessa cidade sou eu. O canto dessa cidade é meu.
Pega eles, Binho.
A cor dessa cidade sou eu. O canto dessa cidade é
Today is VOT. We've had a long run. And of course, that title everybody wants to try and get overseas.
Then gets played into the LCQ, and teams from there get to go into champions. So that's ultimately what the goal is for everybody.
When it comes to rain, you're going to see them become the true champs of those.
Walking to two players as well, reveals himself over towards Noz. It's going to bring Signed and Dragon. Wow, that's a good free fire through the wall.
Bobo. We're coming for the #1 spot for OC champions.
In possession, but they are starting to fall. Signed with the bloody free go away. He finds three.
Bonkers.
And he's looking, he's clearing. He might be able to stop it. Maybe a check.
Honey Badgers.
Honestly think we're better than everyone else at the moment.
Touching around these boxes, ring around the Rosie. They're also looking at one-way. Milky 1v3.
Fun Crew.
And it's easy in a one-on-one against Under.
Oh my god,
classic! He's done it!
Order.
We're expecting to come out on top of this qualifier, head back over to Asia and make the adjustments we need to make to hopefully head over to Europe.
Bronski is doing a good job of clearing out short. Knights come out after finding that op shot, and all of a sudden it starts to fall back on its head. And that's going to be that.
May be able to bring this back to a 2-on-1. He will. Connection for Panic and another to finish.
Not a bad choice, is it? He's cleared out long, now knows where the offensive is going to come from. Two-line up, RDW. You get the sense that this is going to be a real back and forth game. So stop, the punt has gone deep.
Snow getting on the defuse, Panic on the protection squad. And he gets both of them through the smoke as well.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to VALORANT Oceania Tour OS champs had one series already go the way of Bobo today. Fun crew down to the lower bracket, but we have a grand final team already. And look, to get to the grand finals, we've got to get through this one, got to get through another game tomorrow. And look, we got to get Mitch's face on here bloody every single day. This man, he's handsome. You've grown a full beard, mate. Look, you're looking stunning. I don't know who doesn't want to look at you right now.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's coming along, you know. I'm not quite a wizard yet, but maybe like, you know, what's like a wizard's apprentice?
A wizard's apprentice?
There's got to be a one-word name for that. Either way, I guess sometimes the apple falls and attacks the tree, you know.
True.
Yep. You know, it happens.
I've heard that saying before. Heaps actually, yeah. Now, look, second series of the day, very important. Order and Rain, both down here in the lower bracket. One of these teams is going home, and one is getting that next shot, next step towards the grand final, but they still have to complete this full lower bracket run to make that happen. And look, Order, no one expected them to be down in the lower bracket as early as they were. Almost knocked out yesterday. And I'm seeing on Twitter a couple of the players saying that they need a holiday. They're feeling real burnt out. So there's no time to knock Order out like right now, right?
I mean, RDW, to be fair, his body's trying to kill him while he's being like the best Valorant player in the region. Every like second week, the man tells me, "Hey man, I just got out of hospital." And it's like a different thing every time. I remember when he was playing stage 1. He messaged me at 3 a.m. because he needed to patch his leg up after just getting surgery. So maybe one day we'll see RDW at full strength without having multiple surgeries or multiple illnesses right before a tournament. That would be a thing of beauty, and he would probably put up even better numbers. I think, you know, following on from what you were saying about Order, same thing can be said about Rain. They almost beat Bobo in that upper bracket match. It came very, very down to the wire. I remember watching the ends of that Fracture game and thinking, they probably should have won that game. I was watching them make the right calls, make the right reads, and then just not hit their shots on some of the important rounds. So, look, end of the day, we've ended up with this lower bracket game. We're in this top 4 scenario. One of these teams has got to go a little bit further in towards this lower bracket. And I'd love to say that I believe that in every single scenario, that will be Order. But watching their form in this tournament, I just don't know if I can say that with the 99% confidence that I usually would.
Well, it's all about, look, adapting, right? And Rain's one of these teams where they're just such an interesting, you know, team. And you got Minimize now calling, who it feels like is going to maybe be that difference maker. He's already been able to read and adapt against Order before in a grand final and be the first team in a very long time to beat them. But he's just got a whole bunch of different players that he now has to instruct. And he hasn't been in the roster for a long time. So it's going to be a real test today. Now, look, let's have a look at Order's lineup. You guys know them. You guys love them. But here they are yet again with, very fancy pictures. A couple of moustaches in there as well, so they definitely get my vote. Texter, he's been growing that one for a while. It's definitely been worked on. Disco as well. You know, it's a little thin, but we'll let it go. What do you reckon, Mitch?
Yeah, got a couple of sleeves in there as well. The boys get all tatted up as their salary paycheck comes in and immediately goes straight into deposits for more tats. You love to see it. Yeah, a bunch of handsome gentlemen, some of the finest players in our region. But realistically, they have not been in great form this tournament. Let's see if they're going to turn that around. At any point, I'm just waiting for the day where Order, who hasn't even really been playing their A game, just flips that switch. I think you saw it in that Rain game where they started to go back to their old roles, started to play a whole lot better.
Yeah.
I'm keen to see if they're going to continue with the system that they started this tournament on, whether that's just maybe a map-specific thing and I'm reading too much into it, or whether they are kind of role-swapping around a little bit.
Well, it's just one of those things, you know, and we're having a look at Rain here as well, of course. Slight roster change going into Champs. Panic was in there before, but now you got Minimize there, just bringing an extra bit of leadership, I'd say. You know, that's probably the main dynamic shift. Knows how to do a whole bunch of work outside of the games as well as bringing that in. So able just to, you know, counter strat, adapt. And then, of course, I need to shout out my boy Punda here because this man, just every time he picks Raze, magic happens. And that's what I love seeing in this current iteration of the meta of Valorant, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's not just Raze. I mean, Raze is one of the more consistent duelists, but underrated for how well he can play some of the other roles. He can play Viper, he can play Sova, and in previous stations of VOT, I've said it time and time again, this man has been statistically one of the best players on rosters that weren't really expected to do a whole lot outside of maybe be like a top 4 kind of performance. Rain last stage weren't really expected to run as deep as they did. But Punda was definitely a key part of that. And this roster, I would 100% agree. A pickup of Minimize for any team in this region is going to be a pretty big benefit because he's one of the better IGLs in the region. He's got that international experience now.
I've seen in the lobby, he's actually trying to talk to you. So maybe respond or just leave him on red. Either way, we're going to be having a look at the IGLs for the head-to-head for this matchup today. So quickly, while you responded, Mitch, can you also tell me why we're looking at these two individuals?
Yeah, I told him I'm doing the pre-show and I'm busy. So I'll just talk about him quickly. Look, this is, I would say, like somewhat of a mini rivalry. These two guys have played against each other multiple times now, had to IGL against each other. I think it's a bit of like a battle of like the old school and the new school. Texture is someone who previous versions of tactical FPSs has already had a pretty decent career under his belt. Obviously in CS held back a little bit by some extenuating circumstances, but someone who was one of the better players in our region in Oceania. Minimize is someone who had no competitive experience before Valorant and ground his way all the way to the top, went from straight to amateur to pro to upsetting Order in the first stage of VOT and getting himself a trip overseas. He's a grinder. He's someone that has a lot of great ideas about how to play the game. And the other dynamic that I really wanted to mention between Texture and Minimize is that both of them have kind of role swapped heading into this tournament. Minimize is playing a whole lot more Sentinel than he was before. Previously, he was playing like a lot more Initiators. Whereas Texture, you actually saw him move into that Initiator role from Controller and then swap back. So you see both of these guys change up their role, which actually does kind of change up the dynamic of how you IGL. Sometimes if you're IGLing in the Initiator role, you're setting up the play and calling around that. Sometimes if you're in that Controller role, you're calling a lot more around smoke timings or lurk timings and things like that. So it's going to be interesting to see how that changes things.
Yeah, it's really just one of those things, right? Now, let's have a look at which maps we're going to be sending this series to. Of course, it's time for the veto. So, no Haven, no Breeze. Looks like we're going to get a change of scenery. Fracture, Bind, and Ascent. Just looking at these straight away, already 3 different maps from the last series. Technically, Ascent was in there. We just didn't get to see it. But Fracture is the first map. I think this might actually be the first time I get to cast the damn thing. It's been... How long's Fracture been out? It's been like 8 months, 9 months or something. Maybe even a year at this point.
Yeah, I think Valorant continues to kind of surprise me with the map design. When maps come out, I say, this is the worst map I've ever seen in my life. This should be deleted. And then after about 4 months or 5 months go past, I go, this map's actually kind of cool. And I think Fracture is a perfect example of that. I actually really enjoy watching the map now. I really enjoy the dynamics that it brings. Order's gone ahead and picked that. They've been playing it for a little while now. The boys on Rain have only played it once against Bobo this competition in the last 3 months with this lineup. And they played a very, very close game against Bobo. And I would say Bobo is going to be a pretty decent Fracture team. So give themselves a decent shot at that. Order is a team that last season of VOT, they played a lot of Bind, even though they said they didn't really like the map. And Rain has gone ahead and picked that one into them. They've got 6 Bind games, Rain, and they've only got a 33% win rate. They've gone 1-1 against Bobo recently. They lost against Bonkers. Some of these results do come from the team without Minimize, though, and Bind is a map that Minimizers love playing for a while. Then we end on Ascent. That's one where Order earlier this tournament, they lost against Fun Crew. And also the boys on Rain have recently been playing that. I watched them play it last night, and it was a very, very tight game. So both of these two teams have played against other teams in this competition on Ascent and played games that went all 30 rounds or went into OT. So that one could be an interesting one too.
It's just going to be fun to see, what agents we're going to see, because every time we've seen Bind, when Minimizer's in there, that's when you start to get those creative agent selections. Man's just trying to cook up new metas in the kitchen as well. And sometimes teams like Order just aren't quite ready for it, but that's also when, that adaptability starts to get tested, right? Fracture, an interesting one. It's the same as what you were saying, right? When I first jumped into it, I was like, what the hell is going on here? What is this map? But then you spoke me through it, and I'm like, oh yeah, no, everything just makes a lot of sense now. It's just literally getting your head around it. And it looks like we're getting ready to jump on in to Agent Select. So we're going to see who's on what side, who's on what agent as we jump on in to Fracture.
Yeah, so we'll keep an eye on the agent picks for both of these teams. If there's any change-ups, again, it's Minimize on that chamber. I don't know how much I was impressed with this chamber, to be honest. For Minimize, no offense to the lad, but I don't think like his individual aim is something that like is amazing and is something that you would be able to take advantage on an agent like Chamber. But he plays it by the numbers. He puts himself in positions where he's allowing his teams to kind of play around him a little bit.
Yeah.
As for Order, I'm pretty sure that Fracture comp looks similar to what they've been playing recently. Not too many change-ups there, so
yeah,
should be a pretty good game. I'm looking forward to seeing what we're going to get out of this map. We haven't seen too much of it this comp.
Yeah, I feel like we haven't seen much of it over the last bloody year. But at the same time, look, something you want to see a lot more of is the Samsung Odyssey Neo G9. It's a 49-inch, and it features 1000 curvature inspired by the human eye. 32:9 screen ratio and Samsung's Core Sync lighting to deliver exceptional immersion. So pick yourself up one of those if you need a big old screen.
I will. I'll pick one of them up. And from some of your monitor ads that I've seen in the past, I'd say you're probably going to pick one up too, but maybe not in the way that people would expect. Maybe just don't throw it elsewhere. One little nice change up that I'm watching.
Shut that mouth, eh?
Okay. Yeah. I'm watching Order. RDW's on the controller roll again, and Disco's on that Neon.
Yeah.
I watched RDW play the Neon a little bit at the end of last stage and overseas, and he didn't seem super comfortable on it, but I think it suits Disco well, so I don't mind that little bit of an adaptation. Order going to kick off this round by creeping up towards the B stairs here. Trademark for Rain will give them a little bit of a tell that this B hit's going to be coming on in, but actually with the Neon wall there, they're not going to see too much of anything. And that's going to be a very quick plant for Order.
Just finding the undefended B main position. RDW lurking up a storm. We are going to see Rain just try to get full control back of B main before going all the way back in. Ronsky missed a couple of opportunities there. Texter now going to be left wounded, but still walking, still moving and trying to make his way back towards the site. Falling eventually there, minimized down to 18. And it's looking pretty rough for Order here. Disco falling, it's down to Maple, who's got the armor, the classic, and maybe just a lineup, couple of pings coming through, but he's not gonna be able to get Mishu off the spike initially. Will swing, pick up the kill regardless, but at the same time, there's plenty of time on the clock, and Minimize gonna be stealing away that defuse to get halfway to his bloody ult already.
Yeah. And Minimize already getting himself warmed up. Nice little 2k in from Exus as well, who, as a rookie, has had a fantastic start to the last stage and this stage of VOT. He's really been putting up numbers on that KO. One of the better KOs in our region, constantly impresses me with his knife lineups, his timings, his flashes, and his entries on attack.
Yeah.
Order now. They're going to force buy. They're going to risk it for the biscuit in towards round number 2. Let's see how Rain play around that.
I love that you kind of roasted Minimize about not getting kills and not having the greatest mechanics, but he picks up a 3k in the pistol.
Yeah, but the thing is, he's like, I bet you he's psyched up for this game. Like, he lives for these big games.
Yeah.
He gets himself so hyped. Some people, they shy away from the pressure. Minimize gets, like, hyped up for these kind of games.
What is it? Low bracket gaming, life on the line, you know, everything on your shoulders. Now, A site going to be open for the taking. Minimize happy just to stand in the corner, set up for that retake. Order now looking for a little bit more a main control. Oh, the Nebula is perfect. The Dissipate, rather. It's allowed the gun scope to be spotted through the edge. The barrel is just poking through. Little old Pinocchio. Now we're down to a 3-on-3. Maishu going to be dropping down from the position, moving his way in from Sand, and it's all through CT. They're coming. Numbers at drop, numbers over towards main, and that wrap in from Maple on the flank too. That door's been heard. However, Snow very ready for the wrap, and RDW brings it back to that 2-on-2. Time is ticking away. Star's going to be utilized to try to get him off that spike. Texter now, awkward fight to be taking. Smoke fades, and so does the chances for Rain in the round.
Yeah, beautiful force buy from Order, putting themselves straight back in the driver's seat, immediately breaking that economy from Rain. Nice little set play as well, right down to the minute details you were talking about. The Nebula with the spam straight in from RDW, making sure that corner's clean while his teammates diving into A-Maze to try to clean out Punda. These are the kind of small details that we expect a team like Order to be on top of.
You get that recycle. With that dissipate, you know, it's only there for the second or so, and it was more than enough for Order to play around and retake that map control they needed. Now, maybe a change in pace here. We'll see if Disco's going to be able to smash his way in. Seems to be tagged up by the fault line. So plan's going to be slowed, but numbers strong for Order, and they're just going to be tapping away. Rain thought maybe strength in numbers was the approach, but unfortunately they walked straight into a whole firing squad over towards Arcade.
This bonus for Order now. They've got a really strong economy after winning that Force and having such a clean anti-eco. Even, I mean, you call this a bonus, but we're looking at 2 Vandals. Yeah. We're looking at a Bulldog. It's looking good for him. 1 off that breach ult, 1 off the res for Maple. Minimize ready to go with his tour de force, so we'll see where he's going to be working over towards. Looks like some dish control for the majority of Rain. And Minimize going to be holding down that B side of the map, going to try to find a pick at stairs, but probably just going to get fault lined and neon stunned, immediately pushed off the line by Order and forced to TP to top gem.
A nice offline to be on, but again, you're going to see Exus getting good info with his knife there. Ronski stuck in the corner and tagged at the under 13. Able to survive that suppression though. When I say 13, I mean points of armor. Awkward line for him to play on, and Exus was ready and waiting in the one and done position up on the wall.
It's a 1-man advantage now. Rain feeling like they're in the driver's seat. Still got that dish control, playing retake on the A site. Minimize towards top Jenny. Looking for one more pick to further extend that advantage, but here's the breach ult ready for Texter. Dare say they're going to be ready to go off that rip, but full retake on B as well. That, I don't think that ult's really going to be hitting anybody. Minimize still alive top gen, but stunned up by that fault line to follow.
Fault line gets him eventually, but again, that fast lane just denying any info. Walled straight across the front of site in Order. Oh, we are going to see Disco tagged up by 1 pulse from the aftershock, but he still survives to fight in the post plant. Rain going to be able to find a 3-man advantage. Minimize picking people off there with the tour de force, and it's all going to come down to the timing here. Maple wrapping around the box perfectly to find himself the double. A chance for a resurrection, which they may just go for. My shoot down on the spike there, and Maple, he was sprinting to stop that defuse, and they won't quite get to Exus in time, so there's no chance for the resurrection.
Down there, but still not too bad for Rain. They lose 3 guns though, and with how strong Order's economy is, and the fact that they've now got that res ready to go, it's going to be difficult to continue working through this game. Maple's already off to a good start. He was one of the players that actually had some pretty big games overseas for Order.
Yeah.
Couple of big maps in. And he's kind of been quite flexible on his roles, you know. Usually he was kind of the one, him or Disco were kind of flexing into those flash rolls into the initiator. Now Texter's been chucked on that role. So, and Disco's kind of in that flex role where he's going in towards those secondary duelists. Sometimes you see Maple on the raise, and that's the kind of secondary duelist approach, but not this time. Order now heading into this next round. Minimize just down to the Headhunter. Aggression in towards A main. Flash from Exus, not quite timed well enough, and that's going to be the first pick for Ronski.
Well, angles favouring Order there too. Minimize just showing some shoulder real close to the corner there. But again, wanted to try to time that peak to perfection, and it wasn't. Rain now looking to retake A main by wrapping in from the flank. There goes the operator, and 2 picks coming through for Exus. RDW real deep though, and is going to be locking Exus in towards the cutout. He's got a helping hand with Breach around the corner, but RDW going to be fault lined away. They're fully focused on taking him down, but he'll get to a safe position in the corner. Aftershock as well to force him away, and he is just running so far away from Disco, who's now solo with that spike. Oh, he's not going to be checked in the corner. Maybe a chance though, but let's see how quick these feet are. Maishu tapping and just trying to bait out that gravity well. It's come through, and RDW has bought himself some time. But where's the position? Maishu tucked behind the safe position. Not going to be spammable. And he'll pick up the kill as well. Bit of salt in the wound. But Rain, pick up a 3rd. Awkward round, huh?
Here. Yeah, very, very back and forth. These are the kind of rounds you can get on Fracture, though. Love the A main dive from Rain though. That is the advantage of having the Brimstone on your team. Also the Raze, you're talking about the KO as well. This is the kind of comp where you can just dive at a second's notice.
Yeah.
Little bit of U-tilt, bit of a stim beacon, and you are just flying around the map. Punter with his blast packs as well. Often see that from him. So Rain, 2 gun rounds back to back. They scrape through them, which means their economy is quite injured, but they are still alive. Here's the Neon ult. Disco trying to get up in there and create a little bit of space for the rest of the boys, but he does get, at least for the time being, held back. Now back onto the site. Minimize getting pressured at Jen goes down early.
Yeah, shot baited out there. Great movement from Maple. Just to bait out the flick. And Snow going to be in a awkward position for Ronsky. Just spamming the headhunter. Able to find himself 2 quick ones. Has that 2 to force to play with if he needs to. Rendezvous to safety. And Rain, I thought they could have been in with a shot. Maybe now with the ultimate, they can turn this one back. Mashu able to find another. He's got the rolling thunder. Aftershock just to clear out the close angles. Flash height. Forces RDW to not hold the line, but he's worried about a wrap on the flank.
Yeah, expecting that wrap, especially playing against RDW. Expecting those kind of movements in the mid-round. Still a star on the spike here, so got to be hard to even get that to half.
Taps it. Gravity well here. Flashpoint as well, but he knows he's running low on time. Needs to bait out the aggression. There's the first nose to swing. Was supposed to come from heaven, but time a factor, and Disco, he'll go down with the ship. Maishu finds 4, but it's not enough to get around on the board.
Yeah, and like I said, Rain barely scraping through these rounds. Only 1 or 2 players alive. The last 2 gun rounds that they won means that their economy is absolutely cooked, Mac.
Yeah.
Back to the drawing board. They're going to have to take a save and Order get a lot of impact out of that force buy. Oh, sorry, half buy. They didn't even force. Just the half buy with the Neon ult invested. Now they're going straight into the buy here. Ronsky's on the 2 of the force. Hard to read these rounds as Order. You need to be kind of worried about some of these forces coming out, but it is just a half buy from Rain. So Order working this A main area. Trying to get control of stairs. Ronsky working the angles with the 2 of the force. Nebula on that deep A main line.
Yeah.
Order just trying to see if any kind of util is going to be utilized here from Rain. And Rain in the meanwhile taking full control of Arcade. Now working their way through Underpass, where Ronsky's posted.
Oh, this is a rough one. Ronsky, how's the timing on him? Ooh. Not good for now, but you can see that Rain, not going to get too big for their boots, just happy to hold both sides close range at Underpass, play favorable positions.
They got that breach and the Brim ult for this retake on A.
Yeah.
So we'll see how much they want to invest to try to win this round here.
Well, same take coming through from Order. Disco dropping that fast lane. Texter making his way to site. And now they're very worried, trying to force out these ultimates. Texter might just be gone. Skis has Nebula to try to hide in, but Exodus was laying in wait. And now that wall's still down, so a chance to finally try to get this one coming through. 30 seconds on the clock, and they're just baiting out so much more attention. RDW trying to stop this flank from coming through. You can see them attempting to go for the rotation, but again, Machu stuck in the corner. He'll fall. Ronsky gets it done with just a classic on to Snow. And Exodus, he's so damn low, but he's still finding impact. And back to A they go. The rotation, though, from Rain is wrong.
10 seconds left.
Yeah, this is just an absolute mess of a round. Still 4 up here for Order. Disco walking up close with that fault line. Sprint straight in, but Minowa is still getting that pick. Now he's got a rifle in his hands. Order still trying to force the issue. Oh, what a mess. Falling straight through the smoke, though. Too many numbers for Order.
Chaos.
And absolute chaos. That round was just all over the place, but that's exactly what you expect out of Fracture. And look, Order, they hold their composure. Very, very messy set of circumstances. Nice little Brim ult there from Snow. Just to be able to unsettle Order, make their lives more difficult. And after a little bit of pressure on the economy, a couple guns taken away, Rain now reinvesting. Could have an opportunity to try to break Order's money and put them on a half buy. So back and forth, not only in terms of the rounds, but in terms of just this economy. Here we go, initial contest towards A main. Doesn't seem like Order want to contest. Quite happy to just recall that star and start working the other parts of the map.
Sky Smoke just buying so much time for the defenders to control A main here, but at the same time, Punda not going to be pushing up towards the cutout. Just sitting there with the paint shells out in hand. Not going to drop that at the first sign of any contact. So we'll see if he can maybe find a timing on Toronsky here. But this is the quickest man in all of Oz with an operator, and Disco's there for the coverage as well. So, oh, okay, paint shells will find some investment. A little bit of value for that one. And Maishu has heard them starting to rotate away as well from this advanced position at Sand. So B-site defenders have to be a little worried now.
Minimize top gen. Again, oh, actually he's on site. On that off angle. Trying to find a pick. Snow trying to offer him a smoke towards stairs side. In comes his site take. He's probably just got a TP off after seeing Maple there, and that's going to be a chance for now Order to take this site. Plant delayed by the Rolling Thunder from Maishu, but the flood's not possible when Ronsky's locking everything down from Arcade.
Minimize. Threads the needle, but he's only able to stop the spike from going down, which may have been enough. It will be 3 kills out of nowhere. Punda and Snow saving the day for Rain.
Well aware of the time pressure there, just really looking to flood the site. Thought that Ronsky was going to be able to lock down the cross, but you could just see how much pressure Rain was exerting, not allowing Order to get into that post plant, to get comfortable on site.
Yeah.
Nice little multi-frag from Snow. Punda doing Punda things, just sending it up onto those annoying lines for Order to deal with. And just like I said, so many close rounds, so many guns being taken away by the half-buys. Now Order has to go down to their own half-bite. Money is broken, and here's a chance for Rain to build their economy.
Minimize on the line with the operator. Upwards flick, not going to connect. How game is he to go for the repeat? Disco sliding across the line. Trademark as well, going to be banged out. That slowed down Aronsky, who's been stuck in the incendiary. So he'll go down. And we're back to a 4-on-4 once more.
Yeah, Order in a bit of a weird position. Not sure how many stars RDW has to be able to cross to this side. Bit of an off angle around the Nebula. Nice shot from Disco peeking out from tower, and the spike goes down with a man advantage for Order now on this half bite.
That teeny tiny gap just favoring the pistols at range. Paint shells as well surely locks this one onto RDW, at least forces him out. Almost survived on 1 HP, but Punda stops that from happening. Ball bang in through the boxes. Texter not going to be able to stop the cross just yet. He's spotted. Molly as well. Doing a chunk of damage to Punda here. Flank starting to come through. Disco might have saved the day. Texter able to trade as well, but he'll fall with Maishu at range. Able to stop him from crossing to heaven. And there's plenty of time for the defuse to come through. That's going to be Rain maintaining the lead.
So much damage done to the economy though. 4 guns taken away. Helped out by the fact that Minimize does have access to the tour if he wants to rip it, but that would mean some kind of a double op setup. We'll see if they want to go for that.
Yeah.
Punda's asking for it, and Minimize says, all right, we'll give it a crack.
Why not?
So Raise on the secondary op. You're going to have that tour ripped by Minimize. We'll see how Order approach this. We'll keep an eye on Ronsky and what angles he's locking down, wanting to try to play that anti-op. Multiple different positions where he could get picked here. Punda's going to be over towards A main. Ronsky's going to work that A main line. Multiple different stuns. Fault line and a neon stun towards B stairs means that Minimize cannot get an angle.
Not only is there that, there's those 2 smokes towards A main, so Punda unable to see a damn thing through the nebula.
And Order kind of working this B map control back to front.
Yeah.
Through underpass, over towards arcade. Now working dish. They've got dish control.
Who can they find when they peek through drop, though? You've got Exus on the line. Ready for a swing. Maishu here as well, just jiggling at the top of ropes. And now Minimize connecting with that tour de force. So Disco out of the equation. He's been a mainstay for the beginning of a lot of these executes with that fast lane.
Yeah, Punda's on this deep A main line still, hasn't seen a single thing, so they've got great info here, Rain. Going to be able to rotate accordingly. You see Exus starting to lean over towards B.
And RDW just dropping a few more stars to try and help the boys get out towards A. But the spike, as you see, is still over towards B main, over the top. Ronsky able to trade. And Punda
look at the rotation.
Dominating that A main control. So now left. B is there for free. Spike is there. But in a man advantage, it's just been lost. And Texter, he's fighting for control at CT. Aftershock to buy some extra time there. As now we are going to see them try to rotate in through Canteen. Ronsky on the lurk finds Exus, who was not expecting the fast flank. And that's going to render the KO ult absolutely useless. Minimize, waiting for that flank to come through, but I feel like if you make this a battle of timing, Rain are going to lose it.
Yeah, Texas going underpass as well, and with that star on the spike, there's not going to be a chance to tap it for Punda. Trying to walk up lane, trying to take matters into his own hands. Vronsky goes down in towards spawn side, but there is just too much time burnt off the clock. Punda, he does get the half. The Grabwell doesn't pull him off. He's actually just sticking it. This man is insane.
He just stuck
He
the whole
has
thing.
no fear. He has no fear. He actually just does not care.
Did the fault
He just
line not
holds
hit
it
him?
in a 2-on-2. The fault line doesn't cancel the defuse.
Oh, it doesn't pop
the
you out.
The Gravwell wasn't far enough from the spike to cancel the defuse either. He wasn't booped off the defuse.
Oh,
he just
no.
held the whole thing because he knew that RDW would think the Gravwell would cancel that half tick. But
That's-
sometimes, if you're standing in the right spot, if you defuse closer to the star and it doesn't pull you far enough away, you can just stick it.
I was watching the bar and I was watching Texter through the wall just thinking, are you going to peek? Who's going to peek? No one's peeking.
They thought the Gravwell cancelled it.
Just faith in the process, bro.
Either way, though, back to another half by here. Disco going for his ult. You get the breach shot straight into the side. It's a full B exec. Punda trying to hold on from tower side, Mac.
Overdrive finger guns looking to create some space in heaven. And Punda going to be zoned out for at least a moment. Still has this showstopper to use. There's a bloody smoke in the way. Gets the shot off, takes down Ronsky, and takes out the tour de force from the equation. But back to the 2-on-2 we go. A minute on the clock, and Spike still yet to make its way to side.
These are the positions where Auto usually show their experience. So an absolute mess of a round. Look at the breach util from Texter on Arcade side, applying so much pressure. RDW stuck behind a smoke. Texter makes his way to site here. Bit of smoke cover on Jenny's side at least, and he's going to try to stick it.
Oh, they spotted the elbow! And Texter, those chicken wings need a little bit of work. RDW in a 1-on-2, spots the first, but doesn't expect Snow in the same damn position. However, swings back, plenty of time to take the engagement, and finds a fifth for Order going into the final round of the half.
Another clutch from RDW. It doesn't matter what agent you put him on, he's good for a couple every game. And that's going to be the straw that broke the camel's back for Rain. Their money is pretty cooked now. Got to go down to Spectres. Down to a little bit of a half buy, minimize, relying on the headhunter. And this should be the easier, quote-unquote, round for Rain to kind of navigate their way through, or sorry, Order to navigate their way through to get themselves this 6-6 half on the attack side of Fracture. They've got that Sage Res.
Yeah.
My shoe one off his breach ult, and we're looking like a bit of an aggression over here towards their side. Fault line does catch Ronsky, but he TP's out.
Not sure if Ronsky's heard that landing position, but Punda's heard everything. Man's continually going forward, but the flash through at least alerts Ronsky of that position. So Moombot not going to clear out the back of T-Spawn here, and Ronsky might be able to find himself a winning engagement. A lot of attention going to be drawn over towards that B side of things. Ronsky finding Punda eventually, and the numbers thinned from Rain. 3-on-5, but Exus strikes back with the Spectre.
Patience from Order paying off. Rain still trying to find their way out of this 3-on-5, but the spacing and the trades a little bit better from Order here. Minimize swinging back across the rope. Snow trying to retake from spawn side, but all this util from Order and solid positions. All of these Rain players so far away from the spike back. I just don't think they can get it done.
Yeah, it feels like a bit of a write-off at this point. Snow on the Brimmy does have that stimmy, but unfortunately, he's got a whole bunch of bullets to dodge here. Sky Smoke's not going to be enough to win the round. It's kept him alive, and it'll net him 1 kill in total. But at the end of the half, we're all tied up. Order hit back eventually to find themselves 6. But again, so many rounds just came down to a bloody coin toss, didn't they?
Very close half. It's good stuff on the attacking side for Order, though. Getting their 6, getting a couple half buy wins in there. Very back and forth half. Felt like the economy was just always on a knife's edge. No one was really front-running that half.
Yeah. Well, what are we expecting here on the pistol from Rain? Looking like there's a lot of attention being drawn towards the A side of things. Ping's coming out from Order, though, towards A main, so we'll see if they go for an aggressive approach here.
Yeah, we'll see where Maple uses this wall, if he saves it for retake or if he's just going to rip it on Arcade to try to inform the rotates here. Looks like he's just going to rip it off Ronsky's contact, maybe. Going to hold on to it when no contact is made, so he's going to have that later for the after plant. Rain slowly going for this dish control. Disco spotting out that line, relying on the Astra Stars to be able to give him some assistance in combination with the Breach util when that A main contact is made.
Yeah. There's those Sky Smokes. Punda creating a whole bunch of space as Disco trying to control a main. Stun comes through, but so do numbers from Rain now. And Order going to be tucked into the corner, continue to fight for their life. Paint Shell's going to be able to net one, not a second, but there's plenty of bullets getting spammed towards these A main members. It's Order out on top with a 2-man advantage, and the spike is nowhere to be seen on site.
Order all over that. Maishu now, belt full of util, no armor, trying to get this one done. I think he makes a little bit of noise on the rope. Flash his way into A main, but Texter on that deep line, 2-man peek. Absolutely smashes him as soon as he comes through the door, and that's going to be Order taking the lead here, taking that defense pistol. Not sure if Rain are going to go for that force bite like Order did in the last half. Honestly, don't hate the force bite from them because they are running that Brim comp, but they might just be a little bit more sensible.
You can feel like both teams putting so much high priority on taking that A main control on the pistol round. And again, it looks like they're going to try to do the same thing. At least a couple of stars down for Order to try to deny any of this aggression we're going to see from Rain here. And straight through they go. Disco has these stars to play around. Nade's going to be thrown as well from Punda just to try to zone. But again, offline looking good for Disco. Gets hit by the fault line, but again, not much left for Rain already in the round.
Yeah, I think Order kind of learned the hard way just how strong Neon is on some of these maps at locking down these positions, spamming in those stuns on all of the angles. Minimize takes one with him, might shoot for one. At least a couple of guns taken away. Minimize with 2 more in the Headhunter, all the steps being heard. Nice movement from Disco, just trying to take those last couple of Headhunter bullets away, and Ronski's going to swing on in and take that one out. Wouldn't have mind feeding that kill to Disco, to be honest. He was one off his ult. Throw that Spectre over to someone else with the Neon ult for the bonus. That would have been a pretty nice little adjustment they could have gone for, but look, nitpicking small details at this point. It was a pretty nice anti-eco from Order.
Yeah.
Now they're going to move on into their bonus, and we'll see Rain's first gun round.
He gets that pick. He gets the Finger Blaster on line anyway, right? So, look, 2-round lead now.
Sometimes on the Neon, you love the set plays.
Yeah.
Really quick set plays, just sending it on in. I think they're going to do that anyway, to be honest. Looking like some dish control here. It's actually going to be a crunch on towards the top side of the map for Order. They're just fighting both sides simultaneously. Rain all here, looking to try to defend.
Yeah, ready for it.
They're doing a damn good job of it. They just slapped that away. A couple of picks brought back from RDW and a lot of damage onto Snow.
Yeah.
So look, they took 2 guns away. They took some armor. And you did see Disco go for that orb and immediately rip his ult and go for the set play. So they did actually go for that bridge crunch that you often do see on the bonus. But not taking the round. Now they're going into their buy round, Mac.
Yeah. What are we expecting to see from Rain here? So, all grouped up over towards B-main. And also Mini going solo towards the arcade side of things. So, we'll see how Disco tries to defend here. He's going to spot early for the info relay bolt just to try to get that stun off, and it's looking real damn good. Him and Maple both striking, and already Rain in trouble for the round.
Yeah, perfectly placed util. It's the power of the Neon and the Astra. It's absolutely crunching these small choke points. Disco walking up on the line as well, but gets blinded by Maishu. What a reaction from Maple. It was 180s minimize, and Ronski with the perfect flank timing out of A main. Order absolutely smack Rain out of the server, and that is going to break Rain's money here, at least for the singular rounds. X is thinking about the buy. Oh, they're just going to force. They do not care. Minimize straight on the Headhunter. Punda goes, I'm sending it in with this Stinger, and they're going to try to risk it.
Okay. Well, I guess that's one of those weapons that, synergizes well with the blast packs. Get real up in the grills of those defenders. We'll just see how ready Order is, right? Now, RDW pretty close to that Cosmic Divide as well if they want to go for the retake. Everyone else a little bit further away from the ults. But again, superior weaponry has been looking real good in the hands of Order for the last couple of rounds. We'll see if it nets another.
1-4 here. 1-4 here for Rain. They're getting disrupted, but they're still trying to kick off this XD map.
The knife comes out, suppresses a few. The flash bought some extra time, and again, that paint shell's just to zone is real damn good. It enables 2 more picks coming through. And Order have to try to play for the retake now. Ronski picking up 1 already, but both the remaining Order players coming all the way in through B main and Rain. They are so damn ready for it too. Set up in a very solid crossfire. Snow going to be trying to take that contact. Exus able to attempt to swing. Just uses the paint shells there to buy some extra time. Minimize going to be domed at underpass yet again. And Maple just wants to do some extra damage. Knife forces him out, but enables another one-on-one engagement. Rain making this real easy for Maple if they want to lose the round, but at the same time, it looks like Maple has done just enough financial damage to make Rain's life hard.
Last player standing.
Takes a couple of guns with him, which is definitely worth noting at this point for Rain, because they were kind of strapped for cash at the end of that last round. They forced up, but it ended up working out for them. Now they've got the Showstopper ready for Thunder. They've got Snow with his Brimmy ult. They've got that KO ult ready to go. So a couple of nice little set plays they could do here. Cosmic is ready from RDW. Ronski 1 off the 2 up. They're trying to go for this dish control so they can maybe get Ronski that orb. Fault line plus the Nebula really shuts Rain out of dish, but they're trying to retake. Great KO knife. Stops any of that util from coming in from Order, and Ronski isolated all on his own. Great moves from Rain just to be able to secure dish control and that first pick.
Relay bolt as well, slowing down the aggression, but at the same time, damage already done.
Need that back.
Slower approach now.
Rain go from here. Man advantage, dish control. Minimize looking like he's going to be tested outside of A main here if Disco keeps on pushing. But they catch actually RDW trying to re-aggress dish, and Rain further extending their advantage now.
Yeah.
Gun here.
Ping's coming out. Slow rotation, sneaky across the zippies. And hoping that Order forget that this part of the map exists. But Disco, he's here, he's ready, he's waiting. And he's going to strike so damn well. Knife going to connect, and he stays. It's going to cost him his life. So a 2-man advantage now for Rain as we see them start to make their way all the way through A main. Techstar finds 2. He'll equalize, and he's got some util to use as well. Rolling Thunder connects onto both the remaining Rain players. They got to go forward. They can't shoot quick enough to find Maple, who's got 2 quick headshots and a 2-round lead for Order.
Yeah, massively missed opportunity there from Rain. They were in such a great position. They're up 5v3. And that's the kind of round that you really can't afford to be letting go by the wayside.
Yeah. That works.
Oh, rough position now for Rain. Got to go back down to that save. This is where Order put themselves in the driver's seat. I felt like that was Rain's opportunity to take control of the game. Up 5v3. Could have pushed things to 9-9 and put themselves at an economic advantage, but now they've kind of missed the boat.
Techstar going up towards drop. A little bit late, but again, just deals with that boombot, reveals his position, and forces Rain to go real damn slow through dish here. 4 members, all just with these classics, but Mini is going to invest the tour de force regardless. Give him a fighting chance here.
Oh, look at this timing from Disco, though. Won't quite catch Exus on that rotation back over towards stairs side.
Ooh.
And he has the Spectre. All the boys walking hand in hand. Always hold hands with your homies.
Very true. Give him kisses too. We haven't. Exus sneak his way into the underpass. Ronski not going to be able to connect there. It was a good attempt, just barely missing. And Rain now making a plethora of noise over towards underpass. They're real focused on trying to find Disco towards the B main area. Fast lane used just to slow him down for now. Knife connecting.
30 seconds left.
To a couple of the B side players, but not expecting. Disco's still aggressive on the headshot line. Maple still suppressed. Has the res to use if they can regain some map control. But in the 3-on-3, Rain are already doing so much work. There's 10 to plant though.
Oh, look at this Cosmic. They got to bust through it. Mac Breachall is going to catch Maple on the side, but they haven't checked.
They didn't see him. Spike's down. There's 2 to plant, and no one's doing it. No damn time. Maple saves the day by playing Ring Around the Rosie. Perfectly timed. And that's 11 rounds secured now for Order.
Oh, Minimize tried to do absolutely everything there. Great little KO ult from Exus as well. Takes the 2 to force from Ronsky out of the equation. But that was only the half buy from Rain. They did invest a lot of ults into that round, though. That was quite costly in terms of the ults. They're going to have to wait quite a while to get any more of those online as we take a little bit of a look at the ult economy. Only Punda's the one.
Quickly, Mitch, I just need to say,
yes.
while we got a timeout, last time we saw the Rolling Thunder used on the B site, whoever was playing there, I think it was Minimize at the time, he got spotted by being knocked up over the box, right? But because the Cosmic Divide was there, not only did it deny the extra info from spotting anyone, it didn't see Maple on the pop-up either. So they ran in, they had no idea he was there, and he managed to perfectly thread the needle in terms of timing all the way around. So Cosmic Divide, you really need to think of like the value that one brought into the round there.
Yep. It's pretty nerdy, but yeah, okay.
Yeah, sorry, brother. I was just talking about this next time. It'll be a bit better.
What I was going to say is Maple's shot a lot of people in the head, and he seems like he's pretty good at Valorant. So
yeah, the things that matter, yeah. Utility useless in this game.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
To be clear, Project A is about gunplay, not abilities.
Yep.
That's why we made a character that makes guns.
Exactly. Disco, King of Guns online, 1-for-1 trade. I think you'll be relatively happy with that because they got a world of control towards Arcade. They've slid Maple into bench, and now Minimize. He's got to walk through an awkward smoke as well to try and get any control. Good timing on the fall off from Maple though. Keeps himself alive and gets the wall down too, but not before it's destroyed.
That's so much info, though. They've read the position of so many players over towards Arcade that would have had a pretty decent timing. Oh, speaking of timing, Minimize, absolutely decked. Punda, straight up in towards tower. Probably has to be the difference maker here.
Yeah, and Order all just trying to stay alive for as long as possible. Maple falls, but Ronsky rapping big on the flank. It's all about slowing down this bomb plant now. You've got RDW, Dome and numbers. Snow goes down, and the rap can start to come through, but RDW just drawing out as much attention as possible. Punda, great defense. The lineup's there, and RDW strikes 3 to put Order onto 12.
Yeah, that breaks Rain's money on the 12th round as well. Map point here for Order on their own map pick. It's been closely contested by Rain. Couple of rounds were really a case of coulda, woulda, shoulda. Almost could have been there for Rain, but barely not closing out a couple of the critical ones. And now they're back on the half bite. Guardian for Exus, couple of Speckies.
Yeah.
Bulldog for MyShoe. Minimize has got himself Vandal Armor, but Order with the much better economy, the much better buy, and 4 map points to play with. See
Rain hunting for some dish control, but there.
Yeah, I mean Ronsky grabs that orb, not really because he's even getting much closer to the tour, but just even taking that orb, and now that Punter cannot get his showstopper off of that dish control, it makes a difference. Oh, Maple,
disgusting.
I'm pretty sure that gap in the wall is very intentional, and the way that he's playing right now, just abusing all these little gimmicks to find opening picks. Exus within an inch of his life as well.
Yeah.
And look at this aggression into Arcade.
They have the knife to maybe find some extra info, but it's going to come down to the timing. Fast lane used just to run through, and RDW able to trade for 2. It's a beautiful play coming through. There's the spike on the ground, and Minimize. He's on the complete opposite side of the map with 4 Order members to get past to save the map for Rain, and I just don't see it happening. Not when your man Maple is expecting that lurk. 13-8 is the scoreline on map number 1 of the series, and Order are going to be happy with that dub.
100%. Really, really well played, especially those last couple of rounds, making sure they're staying on top of things, and that fracture pick really pays off for them in spades. Putting Rain 1 step behind the 8 ball. This is obviously like the do or die game, but I have to say, I've watched most of these Order games so far in this tournament, and that might have been one of the more convincing looking ones, and right when they needed to. That was disgusting from Ronsky, by the way.
Yeah.
Oh, I wish when I spammed the headhunter like that, people just deleted, just gone from my screen.
Reminded me of that scroll clip earlier with the bloody Sheriff as well. Shoutouts to Maple doing 25 and 15, as well as the 7 assists on a Sage of all things. So really doing a lot of the heavy lifting. A couple of individual clutches as well. One of the X scenarios, but you know, always there, always helping out, always trading. So doing a whole lot of the work for Order. RDW, even though he seemed to do a lot towards the end of the game, he had a relatively quiet first half, but it seemed like he shaked off a little bit of that rust towards the later points of that map. So knowing that Order is starting to get worked up, warmed up now, that's when things get scary for Rain going into map 2.
Yeah, round number 18 and round number 19 was the swing. Like that round where they were 5-on-3 for Rain and would have broken the economy. And they throw away that round, and then the round after that was the round where Maple got knocked up behind the Cosmic and was able to hide on the side. Like, not only were those rounds super influential in terms of how the overall game was swinging, but also just in terms of the mental from Rain after they dropped those couple of rounds, couldn't quite put the pieces back together. And now Order just one game away from making themselves a little bit of a deeper run in that lower bracket.
Well, that's it, isn't it? So map number 1 out of the way, second series already delivering, and we got a second map at least to get through. So we're going to be going to a break, but after it, map 2 coming right up.
Reports of a disaster in Italy.
안녕하십니까. 이탈리아에서 들어온 지각이 폭발해 공중으로 떠오른 사건이 발생했습니다.
Sta galleggiando a 300 metri da terra.
Radianite may have been involved.
Kingdom, whose Radianite power program accounts for more than 3/4 of the world's energy production, have denied any connection to this disaster.
Anyone with information on the two unidentified radiants spotted at the scene is being asked to come forward.
Finally! About time you showed up.
We're picking up gunfire. Did you locate the spike?
That would be a yes?
Stay close. Weapons ready.
I was born ready.
This way.
Hey, take a look.
It's stealing Radianite from the environment. How do we stop it?
I'm on it.
You'll need a Radicore to power the heat signal.
I got this.
Phoenix, wait!
Hands up, come on. You should see your face.
Come on. Did you find a power source?
Here.
Let's go, let's go.
But damn! Not enough power!
It needs to be superheated.
Give that here.
Felt like the straw that broke the camel's back, and Rain couldn't recover from that. But now they've got their own map pick to fall back on. Bind being a map that they played a fair bit of last stage with the majority of their core. Yep. Actually, the last series that they played, they beat Bobo on at 13-6, but that was without Minimize. Minimize obviously being a man who's played a lot of Bind on different teams. As for Order, last stage they said they didn't really like Bind, but they've actually played a lot of it. It was one of the most played maps for them. And even looking back to the last 3 months, they did play it overseas against Paper Rex, where they didn't do too fantastic on it. But that's one of the better maps for Paper Rex. I remember everyone loves their like Yoru play on that map. Then some of the other games that they played last stage, they've beat Bobo in a very close OT. They beat Catgirls, they beat Bonkers, who Bonkers were actually quite a good Bind team last stage. So Order winning against them is a pretty good sign. But look, it's a different stage, and that's the thing, always going back through the map statistics and trying to get a good idea of what's going on. Doesn't really give you a good idea of, what we're going to be expecting here, because we've got a pretty different agent lineup for Rain, changing things up a little bit at least. Oh no, they're keeping things the same from last stage actually, but they're just shuffling around the roles a little bit. Exodus going to be on that Brimmy. They're going to be running, well, we'll see what Punda ends up actually going with. Could be that that Yoru, and Yoru is what Punda was using previously. Ooh. As for Order, I mean, they're playing one of these Astra Viper lineups, which is not something that they played at all last stage. They're playing a completely different lineup than we've seen from Order previously, so I'm keen to see what they're going to be bringing to the table.
Well, it's not only time for games, it's time to give you all a little bit of insight into what you can get from Samsung. So, the Samsung Odyssey Neo G9 offers world-class performance with a 240Hz refresh rate, 1 millisecond response time, G-Sync compatible, and AMD FreeSync TM Premium Pro. Unleash your inner champion with Samsung Odyssey gaming monitors. And don't you worry, I know you're all champions anyway, but you can be even more of a champion if you get yourself one of those. So pick those up and you can play like these absolute champions in the game right now. I'm loving the fact that we got a little bit of fade gameplay coming through, and Order opting to go for that double controller setup, which is what we actually saw them lose to when Paper X played it. So it seems like they've taken a page out of the Paper X book, Mitch.
Yeah, they might have done that. Could be, could be. It's a very different comp than they were playing a lot of last stage. They were really relying on like jet chamber kind of lineups.
Yeah.
So a lot more of a utility heavy setup. Is this haunt in towards hookah? Both teams spamming a whole lot of utility, trying to keep control of that hookah. Punda with that B long control, but in the meanwhile, Rain starting to call the audible. Going back towards this A side of the map. It's just RDW over here with that trademark, giving him a little bit of info. He's playing outside the bathrooms.
Oh, RDW allowed to line that one up for days. 3 shots left, but he's not going to get another one off. Punda hits him with an F1 peak in bathrooms there, and the double tap on the frenzy was more than enough to pick up a trade. So 4 on 4, Punda just destroying in bathrooms, and man still chilling here as well. Fake out, invested just to try to buy some extra time, and now it's actually the TP, so we'll try to get away. Exus dominating Bronski again, going all the way in through U-Haul. Oh, Dink's coming through, and wow. Punda's not missing much. Not going to be able to get the ace, but 4, look, you'll take it.
4K on the Yoru, absolutely gorgeous. Whole lot of frenzies being invested in by Rain, and they're one of the teams that I've seen most of these pistols buy up these frenzies and just run around, cause a whole lot of chaos. Something that can work very, very well when you've got a Brimmy on your team for sure. You chuck a little stim beacon under those frenzies and you're having an absolute party, mate.
Oh, yeah. Love the old stimmies. Just to try to get places real damn quick. Now, let's see what Rain decide to do here. It's very, very spread apart. Looking to punish any aggression, expecting Order to push forward. And that's what we're seeing straight down mid.
Yeah. Rain, though, very passive. Anti-eco setup. Minimize ready with the fault line as soon as contact's made. Forcing the TP out from RDW. Not a whole lot of info that Rain don't have. Holding all different parts of the map. Scouting out the positions of these Order players. Seeing if they can punish any of these peaks.
Got the spike.
But after nothing happens, Rain just gonna regroup. Go towards this A side of the map and see if they can make anything happen. Ronsky up close with that shorty.
Okay. Connection as well. And blinded for the moment. Snow, those spots Ronsky. As we are going to see that fade util just thrown all across the damn site. RDW, he's not going to be able to hear a thing either. And Snow, the double blast pack gets over behind enemy lines. And there's not too much many of these Order players can do. But Maple on the Classic gets his mitts on the Spectre. So the question now is, how much more damage can he do?
Well, already 2 sets of armor taken away from Rain. So even if you can just get a little bit more damage onto Snow or one of the other boys, could make this a more expensive round.
He's got that haunt as well in 6 seconds, so we'll see if he can maybe find something through the smoke off the back of it, but throwing it, of course, will reveal his position to the rest of the Rain numbers.
The one thing to keep in mind as well for Rain's comp is they don't have a Sentinel at all, so the flanks are very open for these timing pushes. I mean, he doesn't have time here. Maple just tapping the spike for all time's sake, going down with the ship.
Yeah.
But like I said, no trademark and no Sentinel giving you that guaranteed hold of the flank, or almost guaranteed kind of hold of the flank. means that Rain are going to have to be hyper aware of the ability of Order to go for these timing pushes. And when I'm looking at someone like RDW, even Texter as well, Vronsky, these are players that love an aggressive push in the early to mid round. Go and find some info and just go take some map control. And it's something that Rain are going to have to be on top of. Looking like Rain sizing up an A site play for their bonus though.
Gate crash going to be used by Punda just to go all the way towards the back of site. Order going to hear it, not deal with it instantly. So the TP is there and he's going to take it as well. It's cost Punda his life. Ronsky holding up front is going to fall to the boom bot. But he at least took another with him. So Texter still just dancing around triple here, trying to make his way forward. Beautiful flash from Minimize to enable the aggression. Finds one, but it's not quite enough. However, Order in a 2-on-1 are roughly aware of Marshu's position. They're just trying to lock him down completely. Very separate approach from the Order members, but Maple holds his ground. Crab walks around the corner and strikes on the head. So that's going to be Order's first round here on the defensive side of Bind, and let's see if they can start to get on the roll.
Yeah, good round there. 2 guns up for Order means they took a fair bit of financial damage. RDW one off that 2 of the 4s. Maple's already ready with the Fade ult. And 1 off that Yoru ult and 1 off the Brimmy ult for Rain.
Yeah.
So orbs could be quite big in this round. See if RDW is going to be able to get that big long orb and get his tour online early on. And Punda obviously going towards bathroom side. Snow going straight in there with the fault line. They really want to get this Yoru ult.
Vronsky thinking about tempting fate there, but he'll use the Boombot instead. Scouts out the info.
Go. Both teams getting the orbs that they wanted. Punda's got his Yoru ult, RDW's got his 2 of the 4s online, and he's rotating all the way around back towards A Heaven side. Maple's still jump spotting that B long area, so is Snow. Neither one of these teams really giving up too much info, making sure that they've got the middle of the map covered. But as we get to about the minute mark, Rain going to start regrouping back towards this B side of the map. Trademark in hookah for Rain, as well as that Viper wall to play off of. Prowler into long is going to spot out Snow. That's some great info gathered by Maple. And he can definitely use this Nightfall to his advantage when this B side hit comes in. Punda actually Yoru ulting through A, straight through the TP.
And he's got that TP straight back in the market as well. So we'll see if he decides to go all the way back. Drops the fake out outside. Baits attention. The Prowler not going to be enough to help Punda survive. So he'll go down. Numbers thinning. Haunt towards the middle of site is going to be blown up instantly. Prowler going to be thrown by Order to try and get some info towards B long. But they get more than just the info. It's Exus trading, and Ronsky on the back of site is going to be forced into the open, has that to work around, but the toxic wall is enough to buy some time to survive, and Texter comes in to close out the round. 2-2.
Crazy round. Rain really throwing absolutely everything at Order.
Yeah.
Brimmo, they got that Yoru ult online. Order replying with that Nightfall as well as the tour. And really trades back and forth. Could have gone any which way. Order still losing a handful of guns, but they win the important swing round, breaking Rain's economy. So now Rain looking for some economic damage. They don't want to let Order run away with this defensive half if they can.
Yeah. Looking to fight fire with fire here towards mid. RDW. Oh, quick scope.
I don't think he even scoped in, to be honest. I think it just clicked.
This Modern Warfare 2, that thing was still accurate somehow. Ronsky drop the boombot to buy some extra time as well. Minimize looking to go over the top. We've got Punda straight up in the grills of Texter, able to find himself a gun with just the frenzy. Maishu comes through to trade, and everything is chaotic. Once more, X is falling, and it's down to Maishu, who'll find one. A quick trade through from Disco, though, locks a third for Order. These rounds, Mitch, they're going by quick, they're going by slow. Everything's happening at once.
Great damage, though. Couple guns taken away from Order, keeping the economy in the balance. Got that showstopper online. One off the pit, one off the cosmic for Order. A handful of very big impact ults. Very close to being ready or being ready already.
Yeah.
Marshu's got his fade ult. Yeah, one off the showstopper for Snow. Keep an eye on the orb control yet again, but it looks like a B set play out of Rain here. And a lot of numbers over towards Hookah here for Order.
Stimmy over towards long. You got that instant gate crash going
no
through.
fade ult ready. Ooh, big pick from RDW, peeking Hookah right off the rip.
So that Nightmare not going to have any impact in the round. Maple just fighting for this long control. Drops the Haunt as well just to be that little bit more annoying. Minimize going to be full tagged up with it, and Maple pulls out the secondary to clock Minimize straight out of the round. 4 alive for Order means the finances, the stonks, they're going to finally start to rise.
Complete shutdown. Attack timeout now for Rain. Staring down the barrel of a half-buy, can try to construct themselves around where they can win with the half-buy, especially with the ults they've got available. It's very doable. Got that fade ult, you've got a showstopper, you've got the breach ulti as well. This is the kind of ults that if you use them in the right positions at the right timings, you can just win yourself a half-buy pretty quickly. Order, though, that was a very, very nice round, very clean from them. That's going to help them stabilize their economy going forward on this defensive side. Now they're up 4-2. That's their 4th in a row. And Maple, I mean, he's playing a hell of a fade. He's playing a hell of a series, to be honest. He was definitely the standout for Order on Fracture on the Sage last game. And tonight, again, he's popping off.
Certainly is. You could see in the player cams as well that Order were having a quick chat themselves. Of course, they got to do all the talking because at the moment they're dickless. Yeah, Dick Stacey is not in the server with them, unfortunately. But it seems like it's working out. They won map 1 relatively convincingly, adapted as necessary, and map 2's looking relatively okay. Issue is going to be rounds like this, where there's extra ultimates coming through for Rain. We'll see how they rotate and adapt accordingly. We actually are just going to see that Viper's Pit solo on the B site, so we'll see how that one goes for Disco.
Okay.
Yeah. If he rips it, he's got the wall for safety.
Well, they got the info.
Haunt outside the bathrooms, yeah. Bronski's deep up short A, so they know absolutely nothing's going on in A, and they've got that really deep trademark. 3 stars placed over to help Disco out. He's just playing retake on this big site here.
There you go. So wall comes out, allows RDW to jump in, just clocks them through the screen. Not much going on now. And Rain, Snow, not going to be able to get too much value from this showstopper. Shoots it deep in towards CT, but again, Bronski already drawing some attention there to Hookah. Punda right next to Disco, catches the timing. And Bronski now in a bit of an awkward position considering he's just got that shotgun to play with. Frenzy, close range, Snow again. Looking to get himself this upgrade, get this pick at some damn point. Maple going to be dropping the Haunt over the top, and that reveals at least one position. Nightfall comes through. Texter going to be able to find Snow at close range, and a couple of the members hit now. Punda dropping that flash right through the top to peek out, but no one is there to stop the defuse because it's planted in the middle of Tube. And Order happily retake, happily stick that defuse and put a 5th on the board.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that was miscommunication or they just really didn't believe that Order would stick it, but planting mid-tube there is clearly not the ideal post plan, and it felt like Rain were investing a lot into winning that round, and obviously that's kind of silly from the hindsight perspective. We're sitting back here with our feet on the desk knowing that there's really no way they can stop that defuse from coming through. Order, another pretty nice looking round. Ronski sticking to his judge. Great money across the board from Order. Here's another buy-in from Rain, though. They've got that Yoru ult. They're still sitting on the breach ult. Haven't got any value out of that. And Ronski's just sending it up short A. This man just does not care.
No, he's doing Ronski things, and that's why everyone loves to watch this man. He's already straight behind the 4 attackers, making their way towards B. Prowler goes through. Viper's Pit as well, already invested to buy some extra time. And look, Ronski, he's just got that shotgun, so he's gone for a dangerous route up B long, but at the same time, he's still going to find this flank. Texter going to be able to find some impact already. They didn't hear the TP. Surely they know something's up, and Maple falls. Maybe Ronski can finally be spotted. Viper's Pit's still there. Disco going to be able to fight for one. And after all of this, Ronski hasn't found a damn thing. Punda on the wrong side of the map as he's TP'd to, well, it looks like safety. But again, look where the spike is, just in the middle of that B site, Mitch, in the round. Well, it's going to be difficult with a 10 HP Yoru.
And despite the kind of comp that Order are playing, you know, the double controller with the fade, they are really just playing that kind of disrespect style, going for the flanks. This kind of reminds me of Order last year, more so than Order that we've seen as much this year.
Well, I think
seeing a lot more of these mid-round pushes, a lot more of these flanks, playing with the confidence, and that's something that's kind of been missing this stage. I feel like they've been a little bit more on the respectful side, or a little bit shakier than you'd expect. But this kind of confidence is very, very dangerous to give to Order, because once they start playing this kind of game, they start disrespecting, they get a whole lot harder to beat.
Well, I think they're realizing what you noticed earlier, the fact that there's not that chamber. There's nothing to stop the flanks.
No sentinel, yeah, you could just freely walk through the map and find those gaps in the defense. Oh, well, I say defense, I know they're on the attacking side, but you know what I mean?
Yeah, but it's Valorant, so, you know, attackers have to defend too. It's just one of them things, it feels.
Catch them.
Again, short A control. Little bit of an issue for Rain to navigate. Looking like Punda's going to be sent it into U-Haul yet again.
And he's there. He's lost him his life this time. Ronski only able to find a single with that aggressive play. Haunt comes through and Maple gets dumpstered by it. But for the moment, he's happy just to keep fighting forward. All the attackers forced away. Snow very worried about the flank coming through, but Disco makes it work successfully. And there's the snake bite in the way. Brimmy does not want to touch that, but he's stopped the continued aggression from Disco and maybe a chance now on the 2-on-3.
Yeah, they definitely have a positional advantage if they go towards B, but obviously that's not something that they're aware of. RDW tipping into the, well, teleporter. Chucking down his own TP to get himself out of dodge if he wants to go for that. And Rain just waiting for those defense rotations to settle. They know that Order has to split up and take different angles. They've heard one of those TPs, so they know that if they just walk together, go towards one of the extremities, they might be able to find a timing to get out onto this site. Love this off angle from Maple.
Let's see how successful it is. And if he's ready for the swing on the left side of sight, because he's been timed on the left side, not on the right though. There's plenty of cover to play around. Oh, fault line is good to slow him down, but Minimize missed the first attempt at RDW. That TP does come through eventually, enables the trade and picks up yet another for Order. So Order all over that round.
Yeah, looking pretty comfortable, looking pretty confident on this defending side. This is more the form that we expected of Order. The first two series of this tournament for them have been super shaky. Obviously losing a narrow one to Fun Crew. They almost dropped to Bonkers yesterday, but I have to say, in this series, they have looked quite concise. They've looked quite comfortable. Up 7-2 now with a strong economy to boot, and Rain going to give another gun round a crack. Oh, my shoot. Lucky to be alive. Ronski on the secondary ult with the raise. This is the kind of confidence that we're talking about, but Punda, not someone that you can disrespect, not someone that you can test. He is going to punish.
I think he just TP'd onto the spot he was to bait out the re-peek as well from Ronski and managed to take him down off the back of it. So playing mind games, and it's worked out for him this time. Maishu dropping the Prowler straight up mid, as well as the Brimmy ult straight on to U-Haul to clear out any of the defenders here. But Texter, Disco, both just looking to lock down control of the backer site and set up for the retake.
They've got that spike down successfully, despite the fact that Maishu is so low. Cosmic is available here for Order on the retake, and a two-man flank checked by Punda.
Oh, spots him, but Punda, even though he's in this position, he'll still re-peek and somehow survive for more than one attempt. Has that gate crash as well to get out of a dangerous position. Disco going to be fighting for his right to control U-Haul. Gets himself the double. Surely he'll fall on 30. Punda deals with RDW, and we're down to the 2-on-2. Minimize starts to make his way in towards U-Haul and still just waits for that tap to come through. It's heard by one. The swing is there, and Minimize saves the day to pick up a third round on the attacking side of Vine for Rain.
Yeah, they barely scraped it together, though.
Yeah.
Gotta have to be the drop over. They're gonna put some kind of a gun round in here. We'll see if anyone has to go down to a Spectre or some lackluster weaponry here or there. For the Rain boys, definitely not ideal to be getting yourself around with only one player surviving. Punda, gotta go down to light shields as well as X's.
Yeah.
But for Order, they've got plenty of cash. Fully reinvesting. Rain, let's see if they can scrape together a couple of rounds on this attacking side and make this look like more of a respectable half contest in towards U-Haul. Elsno sends it straight in, but denied by the Viper util. Punter now in the Oro ult, trying to gather info for the boys.
Just when both the Razors have the exact same idea, Prowler's going straight through the toxic screen as well, just getting as much info as possible in Order. Full priority on just locking down this bathroom's control, making sure there's no chance for the plant to go down for Rain. And Maple, he's chasing him instantly through the wall, finds Maishu too. That's going to be spiked down at Hookah, and a rough chance for Punda in a 1-on-5, but it's a chance nonetheless. And you'd give him 0% now because he's dead, Mitch.
Yeah, pretty hard to clutch when you're dead.
That's true.
Even for someone as good as Punda. And that's the money broken for Rain right at the last round of the half rather. Order have just been dominating. You had the first 2 rounds of this half go to Rain, and Order have won, what is that, 7 of the last 8? Or 8 of the last 9? 8 of the last 9, Mac.
Yeah. That's a lot of rounds.
That's 8 out of 9.
That's a bit higher than 80%. I'd say about 81.5%. Am I right?
I trust you because you look like a math teacher.
I am a maths teacher in another life. But for now, I'm a caster, and we're watching Maple play a dangerous damn game here with Minimize over towards mid, who's going to be stuck down to 30 HP, just sitting on the edge of the snake bite, but he'll survive. And everyone's alive for the moment.
Yeah, but Rain have no real map control and bad guns. So they're not feeling great about the fact that everyone's alive. Order feeling confident, pushing down B long.
Oh, Panda.
Thinking about things like Viper gas and whatnot. Might be a chance to punish for Rain. Only a 1-for-1 and some pretty decent info for Order though.
Well, Panda, extremely lucky to be alive, considering he was out in the open with util in hand. And RDW now just looking for more. Connects on the wrong damn Yoru. Exus. Sharp position to deny the repeak. And now we're going to see Ronski attempt to make his way through the TP. Maishu stops him. Good tracker to hit him like that. And
100% mid-air, just plucks him out of the air and grabs his Vandal Texter. Look at his spot though.
Oh, spotted. Heard. Sees 2, making their way over towards triple, over towards default. Snow here to try to stop that plant from being denied. And Text will peek out eventually. Snow, though, so low, and he'll fall in a matter of moments. Disco, good flick to find another. Nightfall from Maishu to deny any damn sound at all. Text are going to be caught going to drop a couple of stars there, and it's a 1-on-1. Disco tapping that defuse. Prowler goes straight into the smoke, and he doesn't even need it to force Disco off the defuse. Big clutch coming through from Maishu to end the half.
Yeah, the tracking on that raise in midair, just absolutely smashing him in the side of the head, going through the TP, and then exactly like you said, fantastic clutch. Great use of that fade ult, knowing that there's no sound, just sprinting through the side of the Viper ult gives him that chance to find Texter, setting up the stars to try to get on that defuse. And nice little Prowler in combination with the spam to be able to take out Disco as well. So, look, Rain, it was not a good half. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. They were getting absolutely domed, but to get 4 rounds out of a half where the gun rounds were going like that, that's not the worst thing in the world. And look, maybe if they can rally the boys, have a bit better of a defensive half, they can make this a competitive game. But it all kicks off with this B-long contest.
Well, now's the thing, right? We're going to see how Rain do with a double duelist comp on the defense. They're going to have to be doing a lot of aggressive plays, and that's what we're seeing over towards B-long already. Punda dodges the Prowler by just going straight through the TP, but that weakens the defenses here towards B. And already we're seeing a couple of stars used, bursting up, one dissipated. And with the Haunt as well, they know no one's over towards that elbow position unless they were chilling in the smoke. And Order taking their time to get this spike planted.
Contest in towards Hookah here. Rain trying to fight Texter, who's really taking his time, knows that he's in that lurk position. Fight on elbow, looking like it's going quite well for Maple, and Texter almost doubling up.
Good damage. Snow, another, and now look how low 2 of these Rain members are. It's getting a little bit awkward. Snow will fall to a snowflake. And RDW just chilling in sight, making sure the shorty gets some use. Maishu, 22 HP. It's going to be very difficult to find himself the timing up against both these 2 members. One shot will do it, and RDW gets away with a dub, another pistol, and a 5-round lead, Mitch.
Yeah, that might just be the nail in the coffin, eh? With how much momentum that Order's been rolling with, they won so many in a row on the defensive half on those gun rounds. They win pistol as well. Now they're going into the anti-eco. Rain are already a map down, lower bracket against, look, despite looking shaky, he's still the best team in the country.
Yeah.
Going to take some crazy resilience out of Rain to come back into this series.
Well, they're going for a play straight down short A. Of course, the toxic screen was invested over towards there. But that's the thing about Order, right? They've got that double controller setup, so they still have smokes to Exy on the B site, even though the Vipers used her kit already.
Yeah, the Viper's more like a Sentinel on Vine than a controller.
Well, Boombot clearing out the close angles as well as those Prowlers. Order not wanting to walk into any shorties, any close range pistols on the opposite side of the Sky Smokes there. And Texter seems to be fully aware that there's a trap laid on site. Maple over the top. Spots Snow's head in the cutout. Sees him rotate into site.
Yeah, this is patience from Order. They know in the anti-eco there's absolutely no reason, no urgency to dive into the site. They go, cool smokes, bro. I'm just going to sit here because I know that those are running out soon. And when they do, I've got better guns, better util and armor. And it's a nice round from Order. All 5 players surviving, only a little bit of armor taken off. They're up 10-4. They've got a perfect economy going forward. Heading into this bonus, Ronski's already got a rifle. RDW's already got himself a rifle. This is going to be a tough one for Rain.
Yeah, it seems to be the case. We'll see if guns can get him across the line. Bonus round for Order. With already a couple of Vandals in the mix means that things just get that much more scary, right? Looks like the aggressive play coming through from Rain is going to be targeted towards bathrooms. At least with that TP. And the haunt towards B long is going to spot absolutely no one. Order expecting all of the early info gathering from Rain here. Marshu still just circle jumping, and that's going to be heard as well. So Order going to swing on a timing. And they've hit that damn go button, haven't they?
100%. Exus trying to hold on in towards Hookah's side. Marshu alone on the site, buying time for those rotations to come in.
Ooh, Haunt connects, and they know that there's going to be a few members awkwardly stuck on site. Ronski loses his life. The rifle's working for the moment. Texter gets himself the free upgrade as RDW looks to back away. And even though the numbers are weak, RDW rotates, leaves Disco to lurk through the halls, and he's heard all these footsteps thundering through the B site. But Marshu turns around. He has an inkling in his head just at the right moment, but it's also going to be a Spectre bullet. Disco now wants to keep going forward. The orb to play around, but Snow takes his head right off, and RDW, he did go through the TP earlier, will be checked, will be found, but in the one-on-one now knows exactly where Yoru's coming from. Rendezvous there, cross the side is successful, just barely. Just waits to hear that drop come through. Punda takes the fight and wins it. Rain, they're not out of the game yet.
The worst way to win a gun round, though. I mean, anti-bonus, one player alive. Punda down to 35 armor. Probably got to drop one of the poison rifle. Not feeling great about it, most likely. An Order reinvesting. Cosmic online. Do have the tour de force ready, and RDW. Seen this man many times. I ask him, why does he do it? Why does he get a shotgun and the tour, and he's got the headhunter, and he goes, now I've got one of each gun. I've got a gun for every situation.
Let's play.
Slow kind of default out here from Order. Taking their time, working the map. Have seen a lot of pressure towards B in the earlier parts of some of these rounds, but Punda, difference maker last round, closes down the 1v1, and he's going to open up this very critical gun round.
Connects through that smoke.
He's where the attackers buy guns, Mac.
Oh, right. He's used...
He's where they buy guns, Mac.
Okay.
He's buying their guns. He's stealing their girls.
How did that get there? Just the line he threw it on?
The gate crash, bro. Yeah, just the lineup. It's Punda. Don't ask. You're asking questions, bro.
I've never seen a gate crash go that deep before, but what do you know?
Have you seen Punda's hair? Those beautiful locks. Do you think this man cares? No, he's just going to TP into your spawn in an elimination game in POT.
I believe there's a lot of knowledge in those locks. Oh, Snakebite looks good, but he takes his eyes straight off of Snow's position, allows the peek out, knowing that there was Breach coming in from a different perspective, and Maple now chunked down to 88 HP. but I think he's heard a step in halls, so finds himself a timing and maybe a chance now. But a 1-on-5 is a big ask, and Punda again kicks things off, TPs into where the enemies buy guns, and then closes out the round as well. So really putting Rain on his shoulders right now.
He started out playing defense, and then he went to attacker spawn and started playing attack because he got bored. The game is too easy for him. He wants to play both sides at once. That's a big round, though.
Yeah.
Not only does he win the 1v1, and then we go into the subsequent gun round, and he gets a 3K. Big impact. Breaks Order's money. And I was talking about this game looking very difficult for Rain. Well, it looks a hell of a lot easier now, especially if they have a clean air to eco here. Half buy for Order is not something you can take for granted, though.
Ronski
You are divided.
trying to make things happen quickly. Shorty in U-Haul means it's a solid position found already. Cosmic Divide to deny any extra info or sound. We are going to see that Aftershock come through, but not quite connect. And now it's full retake attempt.
Minimize. Yeah. Would have expected most people to get caught off guard by that, but Minimize is ready for the cute little lurk. Oh, what a shot from Punda on the Guardian.
This man, impressing in multiple aspects. Prowler not going to hit the close range position here. Twice it's going to miss, and RDW has dropped the round, dropped the ball, and dropped the damn chances. Texter now left in a 1-on-4. Crash,
no.
I'm calling you out, my boy. You put him on the roast one with that. Oh!
Yeah, I've seen it. I saw it like 2 stages ago when Crash like observes someone with a sheriff or like a headhunter and he's trying to shoot someone that's not looking at him. It's guaranteed the shots will miss.
I can see RDW trying to explain right now what happened to his team, and he was like, "Oh yeah, he blinded me. Yeah, I couldn't see anything." Yep.
Yeah.
Lucky shot.
To be fair, RDW is injured, but he's always injured, so maybe he's just used to being injured at this point. I'm just trying to give him some excuses.
Look, apologies to Crash, of course. Any logical person would have thought they were going to hit that. That was just an unfortunate moment. They happened. And look, Punda again, making plays, spotting info.
I think I'll just look at the whole map. Yeah, just kind of, oh yeah, trademark here. Yep, I'm okay, great. Crash back into A heaven. Punda's just on an adventure, bro.
And they're happy to play retake, although it's just Exus here. Solo locking down Hookah. Flank starting to come through. RDW already up here. And a great bit of movement to keep Exus alive now. RDW going to find one more. That's some decent control for the retake. Prowler going straight in through that Viper's pit, but there's Prowlers going all through the halls, all bloody everywhere. Maishu, he's silenced. He can't hear a damn thing. There's marks going everywhere. There's 2 fades in the game, so there's twice as much utility. Everyone needs to stand and shoot. Now that's all gone. The retake starts to come through, but the crossfire is there, and Order find themselves in 11th because they swing together. So it all comes down to coordination. After everyone shot abilities, shot people, shot everything, the round's over, Mitch.
Yes, I understand.
Valorant.
I understand what you're saying back.
We forgot the spike.
Hookah. Bathrooms.
No one was in bathrooms.
Under. See, this is all you need to do as a caster. You just need to say words.
Oh, yeah, say less.
It's not hard, bro.
True.
Say less.
Yeah.
Fire in the
Oh, Ronski, no!
Man's caught off.
He was so young. He was so beautiful. But now he's dead.
Well, look, Order are finding rounds here and there, but Rain is starting to adapt. Now they've got a few rounds on the board. They've got guns again. They've dealt with Ronski doing Ronski things at the start of the round, but it's all going to come down to when they think the next man's coming through bathrooms, and they weren't expecting Texter here. Minimized down to within 20 HP, surely. And it's
I'm
a 4-4.
not quite sure what's going on this round.
Yeah.
But Texter only has 1 star, so that's going to be a little bit of a limitation into how many smokes they could do. Punda gate crashes off the A site and Minimize dies. But Order, they obviously can't read that there's absolutely no one on A. They've got Disco lurking up U-Haul, though. They're gathering more and more info. RDW picks one in middle, or to the back of the site. Order go, what? It's a free site? It's free real estate?
How good's free real estate in this economy? It's real damn good. Order, 2-man advantage, perfect post plants, using that haunt to clear out every damn nook, every little cranny. And Rain, they're just keeping guns alive to use into the next. So already tucked away into halls here. I know they have 1 round left to keep their tournament lives alive.
So like the realize?
Yep. Definitely. Well, RDW, he wants to put a stop to this save, wants to make the potential final round of tonight as easy as possible, but it's not going to work as expected. Exus stands and delivers. And Order now start to worry about their own economy, just staying alive together with 3. And a quick old tactical coming through from Rain.
Yeah, this is the tactical timeout where you're like, well, if we lose this one, we don't get to play any more rounds of VOT. So that's a bit sad. Order's got pretty good money. They're 1 off the tour. It's going to take a couple of gun rounds consecutively for Rain to break down that economy.
Yep.
They've got very little room for error, not only because of obviously series points secured by Order, but if they win rounds that are kind of close, that come down to like 1 player surviving, that's not going to be good enough for Rain. They need to actually build up their economy so that they can make sure they're able to actually invest in full rifles across the board and all the util. If they win kind of a close round, that's where you're coming down to like light shields, you're coming down to rifles, you're skipping little bits of util.
Yeah.
See what Rain can come up with. I'm liking the way that they're playing around kind of the rotations and the gate crash and stuff like that and how active Punter's being. But at the same time, I mean, there's been 1 or 2 rounds where it's been a bit of a liability. Like, he's just gate crashed to the other side of the map and then minimizes like alone on the A site with 30 HP. Like, okay.
Yeah. Just very odd scenarios.
Punder is kind of like doing whatever he wants, and his teammates are like, oh, okay, I got to like do something else now. He's just zipping around everywhere. No one can keep track of him, not even his own teammates. B-long control secured there by Rain. They're going to rely on that B-long setup with Punder and Friend. Gate crash getting sent down the bottom B-long. Boombot line up here. Order going to contest Hookah with that and the Haunt in, and they've got a little bit of util over towards that B side of the map. Bunch of stars thrown down by Dexter. Ronski straight into Hookah.
Just looking for as much control as possible. Defensive Sky Smoke coming through. Prowler going to try to draw the attention, but it's not enough, and Ronski falls. But so does Minimize over towards Long. Punder able to at least go for the trade and the gate crash away to safety. But look, Order are adapting. They're switched on. They know that Punder's been getting real aggressive with these positions. Look how closely spaced they are to try to find the man. He'll flash his way forward, spots 3, blinds them all, but he won't connect onto any. And with 40 on the clock in a 3-on-3, Order now looking to rotate all the way back to A.
Oh, it's got to be on Snow. He's in this aggressive position. He can get a pick and fall off on that angle, on a little bit of the off angle. He's going to try and line them up, but instantly traded by Disco. Maishu and U-Haul, though.
Let's play.
30 seconds left, and as you mentioned, Maishu's here to try to stop the plan from working. Order tapping, and then going for the full flank, full rotate rather, straight through the tellies. Connection, RDW making up for the whiff before, and in the one-on-one, he's got a chance with 10 seconds on the clock. He couldn't win the last one-on-one. But you can see just how cautious Exus was for the repeat there, and RDW jumping for the info. Exus low. It's anyone's game right now.
You can even TP to Long. After that first shot. Exus slowly walking in through Hookah side, Mac.
Well, he's moved out of the space of the rendezvous, so we'll have to run into the open to get back there. Oh, and the barrel spotted, Pinocchio'd, and Order 2-0 as well, saving themselves here in the lower bracket, and Rain are Gonskis.
Yeah, very nice tournament from Rain. Nice run in the last season of VOT, and nice little pickup of Minimize. I think they were very, very close to getting that win in the upper bracket for Bobo. But they literally played the 2 best teams, or well, quote unquote, 2 best teams. There's been very, very close competition, but I think most people would say Order and Bobo are right up the top of the competition. They played both of the better teams back to back. They almost beat Bobo. They definitely kept it close back and forth with Order for a majority of some of these maps, but Order, I feel like, finally showing up with some decent form after a couple of very shaky series. Almost got knocked out of the tournament early. I feel like they're now starting to find their feet a little bit more, and they're looking scarier and scarier as this tournament goes on.
Yeah, it's just one of those days, right, where you know that Order's already tripped over themselves a few times, gotten real close towards death's door for this tournament, which is arguably the most important tournament in OS this year. And they still managed to salvage it. So really just looking to make that comeback arc happen, of course, all the way now to the lower bracket final where they will be taking on Fun Crew of all teams. So getting a chance at redemption, but you have to remember that Fun Crew already beat Order once. So we'll see if they let that happen again. Also, look, Rain, a big couple of performances in the lower bracket, but unfortunately it was not enough to keep themselves alive. And look, that roster swap with Minimize, it looked good. You know, there were some great calls in there, but unfortunately, maybe the execution just wasn't Order really ready for anything that they was going to get thrown at them. And I believe we have Texter on the line to have a quick chat to as well. Maddie, are you there, big fella? Oh, no, we can't hear him.
We can't hear him. Can we fix it?
Can we fix him? Not again. Not again. I'm having deja vu.
Maybe we could like hold. Oh
no sound. Oh, Maddie, it was great to
see your face.
See ya. We'll see you next time. Congrats, Texter.
He's looking happy. He's looking happy.
How many times is he going to get done dirty by this?
I read the body language.
Yeah.
He was happy with that win. Yeah,
big dub.
I'm sure
I saw his mouth.
Give us
big dub. That's what I saw. Yep. That's exactly what he said. So that was the whole interview. That's all we really needed from Texter there. But it was great to get his insight on the game and hear exactly how easy it was, how mentally stable they are at the moment, how they're really just keeping themselves composed for this lower bracket run. That's essentially what he would have said, right?
Yep, 100%. So let's take a little bit of a look at that bracket, Mac. I know that you love brackets.
I love brackets.
It's your favorite thing. I saw you putting together your door frame the other day. You were chucking the little brackets on there to make the door swing back and forth. And we got Fun Crew and Order in that lower bracket final. And then the Bobo are waiting up there in the granny.
Yeah.
2-2-0s, Mac.
Hectic times. Indeed. Now, look, as you mentioned, Curse definitely was broken today. Upper bracket final in this lower bracket match, both 2-0s. So maybe I was the answer to break the curse. Maybe I just needed to be here. Everyone remembered how to close maps out, make it look real convincing for everyone. And I feel like, look, this has been a great day just to see exactly what everyone's capable of and what they're getting ready to unleash going into these final 2 games. Because there's only 3 teams remaining now, Mitch.
There are. So we've got our nice little top 3. We've got a little bit of a revenge arc storyline that we're going to get to cast tomorrow between Order and Fun Crew. That's going to be a very juicy match to be keeping an eye on. And then Bobo, I mean, the team that barely missed out last stage. I think it wasn't a particularly close grand final after the first map, and I know they're going to be kind of disappointed with that. They've rejigged their lineup a little bit. They've got a little bit more experience under their belt, and I'm sure that they're going to be trying to take home that LCQ spot. But yeah, I'm really keen to see how this game goes tomorrow, and then keep an eye on that grand final on Sunday as well.
Oh, it's going to be absolute banger. Look, guys, the games are going to be a little bit earlier tomorrow, I believe. So we'll see you a little bit earlier here on LPL_Valorant and the other channels that we're on as well. But look, stay safe, stay well, stay hydrated, and we'll see you tomorrow for the lower bracket final. Another team's going home and one's going straight to the grannies. See you then.